Yeah. I'm on episode 30 of season 3, JoJo.
What's going on in that? What season? What did episode 29 consist of?
He just wrapped up something Go-Go. What was his name? Highway Go-Go. The feet thing that smells.
Highway Go-Go. JoJo.
Oh.
Highway Go-Go.
We are live.
Yeah. We've been live.
Oh, Highway Star.
I think that your whole JoJo story was in there. That's awesome.
Highway
At least
Star
part of it.
I watched 3 episodes
reference?
while I was gone.
Nice.
But they're like weird. You know what I'm saying, Nick? Like it's like about that dude and him with that family and stuff. And like
Rohan Kihi
he's the bad guy, and we know he's the bad guy. But like the vibe in a couple of the episodes are like a weird anime about this dude living with a family. But really, he's like a murderer that we've watched murder hella people prior to that.
Oh, that's right where I am. Where the dude...
No.
He like gets the new... Really? Like the new face?
He
okay.
Tubes is in with Josuke, and you're still in Jotaro, right?
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
I'm with Josuke.
Oh, you're in Josuke. Oh, dude.
Wait, what?
Wait, you finished Starship Crusaders?
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
Wait, you got all the way up?
I'm right where you are.
Shut the
with the dude who like he cuts off his hand, gets away and puts on the new face. That's right
and
where
he's like living
they
with
just
the
started
woman
showing him with the
and
where
the
they've just shown her.
Is this Killer Queen?
Yeah.
Are we talking about
Yeah, the dude like, with Killer Queen.
The wife almost like it's some creepy anime stuff.
She's
going
super
on.
into it. Yeah.
She's like into
She's
him
super
abusing
into,
her.
Being,
it's like
being
weird.
assertive.
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
He was like a meek company man before.
And now he's like kind of like a bossy asshole who comes in. Dude, it's so weird. And I like watched like a couple of the like I'd gotten up to the point where I think before I left like where he like had gone into the house, but like that episode ends, and then there's like another episode after that that's like not even about him. You know what I'm saying, Jerry? How like it kind of jumps around a little bit. You know,
it was like there's Josuke gambling or something.
I was just about to say that it's the gambling episode where they're out on the porch, right?
Yeah,
and they're gambling back and forth. Because
it's crazy.
That's the one where they introduced the alien dude, right?
Yeah.
It gets super weird.
Yeah.
Wow, Jerry, you caught up to there? All right. Wow. Hold on. Let me do intro, and then we're gonna get right back into JoJo. I know we said this is a Halloween episode, but you should have just told us that you caught up that far, and we could have just done tonight only about. We could have changed it to Jerry's Bizarre Adventure. You know. Anyways, all right, over the show, episode 74, Halloween in November. We've taken a month off, boys. Tubi, Nick D, and live from New York City, Jarvis Jerry.
Beep boo bop boo.
Drinking everyone's favorite Gatorade.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's a good one.
God bless America.
The best one.
All right, well, we're not even going to talk about what happened in the last month because it's stupid. No one cares. Let's get right back into what the conversation was at. So, Jerry, season 2, what was your vibe? Actually, let's not jump ahead. Season 1, when you finished it, because I think the last time we talked, am I wrong that you hadn't even finished season 1?
Right. I was like gonna restart it or whatever, I feel. Not restart it, but continue where I left off. The first couple are weird. Like how it's like in what, the 1912s or whatever, and again, JoJo has that stupid hat.
He's got
and
that
he's like in
Sherlock Holmes,
England.
and he's
Wait,
got
wait, wait,
the
wait.
pipe,
Yeah,
like the
In
like
season
in
one?
season one, like the
Yeah.
very I'm saying like the very
Jonathan.
beginning.
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Not
yeah.
not my favorite. But once they then introduce, his son Jonathan, or
Joseph.
Josuke, yeah.
Joseph. Yeah, Joseph. Once they
Joseph, yeah.
introduced Joseph as a young man, it's like, okay, this was cool. Because then again, I really liked the bad guys, something men. What were they called?
The Stoneman? Minute? What were they?
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But Cars, the dude who had the blades in his elbows, he was
Yeah.
super cool. Like the end of
Yeah.
season 1 was awesome. That
Yeah.
was really
Yeah,
cool.
in that arena where they're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of comes out on a bang. Goes out on a
Yeah.
bang.
So I thought that was cool. That it was like, oh, and then it picked up, and it's like, okay, I like this. Pillarmen. Yeah, I thought Cars was super cool. So that was cool. And then with season 2 with the Stardust, and I liked how they did like, oh, here's him, Joseph as a young man. Then the next season, it's like, here he is as an old man. Then here's a young guy, and then they do that again in season 3 or whatever, where we are now, where Joe Taro is now the old man and Josuke is the young guy. I like how they do that.
And
season 2 is cool.
Is the father. I mean,
Yeah, then he comes back. Then he
season
comes
3
back
gets
like
real
halfway
weird.
through.
Yeah.
But yeah, they bring a lot of JoJo's together.
Season 2, man.
Season 2 was cool. I liked it. There were a lot of cool characters, a lot of cool episodes.
What's your favorite character?
I feel like it's the
From
most,
season
like,
2?
even though
Yeah,
it's
there's an easy
some of
answer.
the weirdest stuff.
Probably Joe Taro.
Really?
Yeah, Joe Taro's cool. Oh man, cat pooped. Who's yours?
Do you want to go crack a window? You can go take care of that if you want.
In a minute.
I'd probably say, I mean, in season 2, yeah, Jotaro's obviously the coolest. Although
He's like the Goku of the show.
German homie is God, what the hell is his name? I can't think of it right now. Nick, do you know?
Or do you mean Polnareff, the French guy, or do you mean
Oh,
the
he's
German...
French. He's French.
Oh yeah.
Polnareff
Yeah,
he's great. He's hilarious. But I mean, Iggy is by far probably my favorite.
Yeah, he was cool.
And that one epic where he fights the bird.
The pet shop is a bad guy. Yeah, the pet shop,
Yeah,
the bird, like,
yeah.
is evil. Like, he's one of the best villains. Yeah.
I mean, that's towards the end
that
of
was a
season
good
2. That's like wrapping it up, because then they're already like on the doorstep of Dio, but like
I like the two brothers with the manga and how like they have their own theme song. I like that.
That video game episode. That one's great.
The video game episode. That's a great one.
That's a great one. Yeah.
I really like Indiana Jones Joseph. Like that. I feel like I like all Joestars. Like, they're all great in their own way. But there really is something about Joseph in season 2 that I just really like. He might be my favorite JoJo.
Oh, well, we talked so much about it. Jared had to already walk away. Oh,
Yeah,
he had
It smells. Yeah, might have to scoop that in a second. It smells terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel.
Feel free to do it before we get into it.
Like as a season as a whole, I feel they kind of figured it out by season 2. Like, again, the start of season 1 was, I'm not a fan of those like first 10, 11 episodes.
Well, you have to get over them.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
He didn't know where the show was going. The beginning feels so weird. Yeah.
But it is worth watching it all to see how it all starts, and that, like, oh, Dio was adopted by the family and blah, 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 blah. So, like, it's definitely worth watching, but like, I like season 2 as a whole, where it's like, oh yeah, skip those first couple, season 1. And then with season 3 so far, I've liked it all. Again, it's like cool. I like
season 3 gets wild.
Josuke.
It's because it's for
the invisible
like,
baby.
Season 3 is like fucked up, but it's so fun. It's so lighthearted that it doesn't feel that heavy.
I think it's there's moments. Obviously, there's moments, some real good moments of lightheartedness, but then there's like crazy like rape and stuff going on. Like there's some heavy tones in there, dude, where it like kind of catches you off guard, where you're like, whoa, this episode's about this. I mean, that whole episode arc with what's the little guy's name, and he gets kidnapped by the girl and she's like holding him captive at that house on the beach.
Yeah.
On the waterfront. I can't. What's that homie's name?
Is it something with a K? Is it like?
He's the one.
Koichi.
Yeah. He has the cool. Dude, like I also in season 3, it gets a little Pokemon influenced. Like, am I wrong?
With his stand.
Yeah, like especially his stand, where like the stands can evolve, because that didn't happen prior to that. Am I wrong?
No, but you know what I think specifically that is that because he's named after a like, isn't it that a triple album, Echoes by Pink Floyd? Or maybe it's a quadruple album. Like it's it's even like the meta thing. You know, everyone's named after an album or a song or a band.
See what you're saying.
He's named after a double album, and so that's why he
evolves Echoes 3 times now.
Yeah, so I think it's a 3-sided or a 3-act album. Yeah, that's what it is. It's act 1, 2, and 3 Echoes. I'm trying to see if there's anything. I don't know. But you're right. It's very Pokemon-y with that.
It's very Pokemon-y with all that.
Yeah. You know, very Pokemon-y.
That's crazy.
It's also way brighter. Like the colors look different in 3 than they do in 2 and 1. Like, which looks more like Pokemon, more bright and cartoony and.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
So where are you guys in season? Like where is that? Is that the beginning? Is that the middle? Is the end? Where are you guys?
I'm towards the end. I probably still have a good like possibly 10 episodes to watch, but I'm definitely more towards the end than I am towards the beginning. And it sounds like Jared's right where I am, so he's dealing. He had to take that all the way downstairs. So here he comes.
That's crazy to think that you guys. I mean, you guys are moving because it's like you only then have to go. You've got 2 more. You've got Giorno and Jolene. Like you guys are moving.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, Jared, I mean,
seasons are long.
Jared's blowing through it right now. He must be doing it on the elliptical.
Nah, I put him on like waiting for work, and so some days no one books, and so then it's just like, oh, that was just a day of them playing.
Hell yeah. That's definitely what I did. I especially the season that you guys are going into, like I got like the most obsessed, I feel like, during Giorno's season. I should even just rewatch that again. I probably watched it all in like a week.
But yeah, it's definitely cool. People in the chat. Flamin' Samsonite, first comment of the night. But yeah, JoJo, these two. What?
What'd you say? Nothing. What'd you say?
I was just saying these two are always talking about JoJo. So if you haven't started it, start it now. So then you can catch up to Tubes and I.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the best. All right. Well, that was a good intro topic, Jer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys won me over.
Slam and Samsonite showing up just in time for the main event.
Oh, BK. We were just talking about me catching up with JoJo. BK.
Well, catching up to me in JoJo. Because catching up
up to Tubes.
Yeah. Catching up would be
Tubes and I are trying
to
catch up to Nick.
Yeah, we're trying to catch up to Nick D.
Yeah.
So that we could do a live party when we actually watch the.
Oh, that would be cool. If we like caught up before the release.
Yeah.
I'll find those because there's also like JoJo like OVAs from the stuff you guys just watched, and it's like like 90 minutes of going through that whole Stardust Crusader stuff. I'll find that. We should all watch that too.
And Tubes, I saw that there's a movie based on this season of it's like the first 3 episodes with the
there's
water.
Yeah, with
live
the water
action.
guy.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
that dude was intense too. That was a crazy intro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That was cool.
That
Cool
was cool.
stuff.
With the Rock ending.
Yeah.
And I think that comes.
Yeah.
It might wait.
Power is like.
Doesn't that come back into play at some point? The Rock dude, like they have to go there again later.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers to a bunch of
Mm.
people that don't care. Yeah, they got. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter.
I like how Josuke's power is
that guy.
kind of fucked up. How it's
The dude inside the
it'll
Rock.
heal you, but not
Yeah.
like in like the best possible way, maybe. Like, you know, like Josuke's power is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he
Yeah.
can like turn that guy into a rock, and it's like, oh man, that's like living hell for that guy. It's like not really a good thing.
No. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. Well, let's start the show off. Let's get into these Halloween featured films we got to talk about tonight. Some more to go on the DeLuise's against God, what was the name of that movie?
Skinamarink.
Did anyone watch any? Was there any big horror movie dropping this Halloween? Did anything come out?
I actually watched it. I don't know if Jared put it on the list. It was The
Dogs?
Haunted Mansion.
Oh, that came out.
Danny DeVito is
really
fantastic in it.
He's fantastic in everything. Wow, that's awesome.
I'm just joking around, but
I think the big scary one was Talk to Me, which again I know it didn't drop on Halloween or like in October. But I think
that's
that
the Hulu
was
one that we talked about last episode. I think.
The No One Will Save You.
Oh, that was No One Will Save You. Was the one we talked about last episode.
I like that one.
That one was a lot of people talked about that. I've seen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
didn't
want
know.
to see the one that the Let's Go to the World's Fair or something like that. I watched something last night that people were saying they were comparing it to Skinamarink. They're like, oh, it's like experimental.
Addie's got to watch that.
It didn't make my list because again I did watch that, but it's not one of the movies that I put on here talking about.
Interesting.
And Pearl's
because it's I don't know.
This is the follow-up to the other movie,
X.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a prequel.
This movie's great. You should watch it.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, Jer saw it, and then I finally saw it. So we don't need to spend much time on it because I don't want to like ruin it for you. You should see it. This movie, I liked this movie so much more than X, and I really liked X. I thought X was great, but this is a better movie.
And this is the prequel to it.
Yeah. It makes X make more sense. Like you're like, oh, because like
I guess so.
Well, I mean, I just mean in the sense of like the villain in X. You're like, why should I be afraid of this? And then you see Pearl, and you're like, oh, you're like I get why they're scary. You know what I mean? Like, because the whole thing with X, I was like, I'm not scared of this situation. You know?
Isn't that stupid though that they went backwards then on this?
It works. For me, it worked. I'll say that. Like again, like I would almost even say you don't really need to see X. Just see Pearl. I think you'll like Pearl. Start with Pearl, and if you really like it, maybe check out the next.
Because again, they're making a third one about the girl that survived the first one, Maxine, and it's where she becomes a celebrity based on what happened to her in the first movie. And they're trying to like make the movie become famous, and this one, her whole deal is trying to become a dancer and famous. So I think it's just his weird take on fame or something. Like, I don't know. Yeah. But again, I think they'll all somehow probably tie together.
Okay.
Because again, isn't Mia Goth in that one as well? Or because she's the one who I don't know. It was interesting, and it was what was also super interesting is like how vibrant it is for a horror movie, and like they take a lot of stuff from like 1950 stuff, like a lot of stringed orchestration for the music and stuff, very like cinematic like that. It was interesting. It was super interesting.
And again, like
How long is
I
it?
definitely will see the third one, but like I just thought the prequel was so good that I'm like, I want to spend more time in the past. I almost like don't even care about like moving the story forward, but I'm for sure gonna see this third one. I think this is it. Ty West, is that the director? I think he did a great job. Mia
Yeah,
Goth did an amazing job. Like, yeah,
100 minutes. It's a good
yeah.
time.
Mm.
It's on.
Oh,
Where is
she
it, Joe?
wrote
It's
it
like, is
too.
it Amazon Prime? Like, it's great.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Prime
I
Video.
guess, yeah. Showtime, if you have that or whatever, or TV,
All right.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'd give it like an A minus. It was cool.
A minus. Wow. That's a pretty
Yeah,
good
I'd give it
score
an
there,
A.
Jerry.
I feel like I could even bump it up to an S. Like I'd have to watch it a few more times to see if it really like sticks with me. But I really liked it. I did for sure locking it at an A.
Wow. Okay.
Because again, I feel there's like with a lot of other horror movies that I watched, like Talk to Me or whatever. I don't know where that is. It's like, they're follow like kids, and so they just make dumb choices where it's like, this is like, oh, we're following the killer. So it's like, no one has to make a bad choice. We just watch her break down and do bad things. So it's kind of like, it's an easier watch to like, okay, like
Yeah.
this is just
And but
happening now.
and you like her. It is kind of like with Joker, where like you're acknowledging what she's doing is bad, but you're like, I like this person, and I'm not like rooting for her because you can clearly see that her
Yeah.
intentions are fucked up. But you're like, come on, Pearl, like don't do this. Like you want her to do the right thing, but she doesn't, and then you're like, all right, well, let's see how this plays out. Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's dope.
Did you see that, Jerry?
So yeah. Where um it's good. I wouldn't say it's a must watch for me, BK, but it is a thing of like, like Nick said, I'm gonna finish the trilogy, and maybe that will change my opinion.
Yeah. She's definitely way better in this than she was in Infinity Pool. And she was great in Infinity Pool. But this is just like a better role. Like,
Still need to watch
and
that.
in both she's just playing like a crazy person. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's switch to this. This is one where where'd it go? We've all seen now, right? You two watch this, right?
Mhm.
Correct?
Yeah. I really liked it.
We have a few Nick Cage movies tonight. Go on.
It was good. Nick Holt's great. Nicolas Cage is always amazing. It was awesome.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought
I
it was
enjoyed
all.
him.
I thought it was all right. I like. I kind of thought it was going to be a little bit better, and then it kind of turned into some like. I don't know, a little predictable, for what it is.
I mean, yeah, it's basically just Morbius. Yeah. It's just superhero movie. It's not a horror movie at all.
No, yeah. Just his relationship with Aquafina and like how it all panned out was a little.
Was he also in Warm Bodies?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't
This is
care
essentially just Warm Bodies.
for Aquafina in this movie. I didn't really need her character.
Because she's in this one, I feel like, maybe even like less so than in Shang-Chi, she's like doing like an impression of herself. You know what I mean? Like it felt so like
Over the
this is
top.
the Aquafina character rather than, you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know. Like it's very, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Dude,
I liked him in it.
Yeah, John
Ralphio
Ralphio was
was,
pretty
yeah,
interesting
like
in it.
he was doing something.
Shortly lived,
He was,
but interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Cage looked great. Like I thought he was like a cool, like visually, he was a cool Dracula.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job. Like nothing against him.
I enjoyed him talking with the teeth. It sounded funny.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, all the way around, like it was a good time, but I'll probably never rewatch it. I'd say it's C plus B minus at best for me. A B minus, I feel like I'd be being like a little too kind to it in a way because nothing. But at the same time, it wasn't like I at no moment felt like I needed to turn it off. I was never like, oh, I gotta turn this off. So like C also kind of feels like I don't know because it's not like
Yeah, I think
it just was nothing special. It just didn't like you know didn't blow my mind. It was cool.
Yeah.
I would say if you wanted to watch it, I would say, like, yeah, watch it. You're not going to waste your time watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 But like, if you've never wanted to watch it, you're not missing anything by not.
Yeah. Totally, Jer.
It's just an ultra violent, like there's a couple of jokes, like like it reminded me of like the Kingsman.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Kingsman 1 better than this though. The first Kingsman movie. I
I think
liked
that's
it.
fair.
Probably.
There was some more funny
I
moments.
still want to see that prequel one too.
Yeah, me
Like, I
too.
want to see
Me
that
too.
one with Rasputin.
Yeah.
It's
I
probably
agree.
still on HBO.
No, it's gone. I think I checked one night. Unless they brought unless they've now brought it back, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's jump to this one since this is sort of just an update.
Nick T, what did you give?
I
seen
I
BK.
didn't even think about it. My bad. I'd probably, I'd say, like same as you guys. Like, I'd give it a B. Like, but I'd give it a B. But you're probably right. Like, I'm never gonna put it on. If I'm chilling with someone and they want to watch it, hell yeah, I'll always watch a Nick Cage movie. But like, like I definitely don't need to see it again.
Yeah,
but Nick
BK
Cage and John Ralphio are amazing.
Yeah. And dude, the main kid wasn't bad either. I don't want to shit on the main kid. Like he wasn't bad.
Dude, Beast. Yeah, like I like that guy.
He just wasn't nothing fantastic. Yeah.
The movie's pretty. I also think it would have been, you always want to spend more time with like Nick Cage in these kind of movies rather than.
Yeah, maybe that was a thing where it's I could have used more Nick Cage, little.
Yeah, that would have been higher up on.
Doesn't even have to be less Nick Holt. Just add more Nick Cage scenes.
Unless like like some of the fighting just kind of got boring. It went on for too long, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they could have cut back on that and added a little more story. You know what I mean? Like, there's
exactly.
some long fight scenes in there, dude, that are like,
what exactly. It's like,
what is this?
And that could have been used to be more about like Dracula. They didn't have to be superhero beat 'em ups.
Yeah, we can move on now, Jared. We got ratings. We got BK writing a bunch of things. We're good. I mean, I watched
an update.
I watched this. Now it's in color. But it's not like they made a separate IMDb page for the color version. Or at least I don't think they did.
Yeah.
They should have had every scene show color.
Oh.
But
that would have been dope.
It was, it's the same as it was.
Is it full color or like muted color?
Do they make it? Yeah, I was gonna say, does it look like a 50s horror movie?
Did either of you guys watch it before?
No.
I meant to, but
okay. Well, I kind of yes. To answer your question, it does feel that way. But the other thing about it is that like once they're in the maze situation, that's all I'll say. It doesn't really matter because it's at like night anyways. So
yeah,
it does look different with color because you can see them. But like no, it's not like it's like bright and colorful. Like that scene there is cool.
Yeah.
That scene there is cooler now, obviously, I think, with the color than it was originally. But I also like, I liked it in black and white, and I couldn't super tell the difference. I swear the black and white one had slight color in it. But maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, it seemed like yeah. It seemed on this first. Yeah, exactly. Like there was a gem or something that looked like it was colored.
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
Is that an Infinity Stone?
Yeah, I think it is.
No, it's a Bloodstone.
I think
okay.
I think it's something. Beaks, if you're here still, chime in and tell us what it is. But yeah, it's cool. It didn't make me. I don't think I liked it anymore. Yeah, I didn't think I'm like. I don't remember what I gave it before, but whatever I said before, it would probably stay the same because it was just cool to see it again.
Should we watch it in color? Or should we watch it in black and white? Dude, he looks great.
I think that's up to you, man. I don't know. I don't know what I would do now if I hadn't seen it before. If I would,
Mhm.
I'd probably say I personally would watch it black and white. Because I'd always go with like, oh well, that's what they released it as or whatever.
Yeah.
But now that there's an option, it's like, well, do whatever makes you watch it. It's a cool movie. I think it's only like an hour, so it's a fun
Yeah.
little like side story piece.
Yeah,
Oh,
50 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
fun.
watch it. I wanna watch it.
Yeah, maybe we'll put that on while it's still close to Halloween-ish time.
I watched 2 episodes of Ahsoka last night. I've still got 2 more to watch.
Yeah, we're gonna have BK come
And then I
on.
haven't even started Loki.
Yeah, neither have I. All right. We're staying on me. Okay. Well,
Yeah, we're sort of just jumping around.
we've all seen this, right? Everyone's seen this.
I haven't seen it in like 20 years, but yeah.
Dude, I hadn't watched this in like a decade. It feels like, right? And man, this movie is like a softcore porn. Like it's got some weird vibes going on.
Yeah.
That scene especially, Jared. Don't go back, but that scene especially, is super
this Anne
eerie.
Rice?
I think so. Yeah.
Because like I was gonna say, isn't like all she does is like
Jared,
Twilight,
you know what?
like romance type stuff?
Why don't you get us out of these photos? Actually,
I was gonna say, like, I kind of now remember, like, there's like a whole scene. Where isn't there like a scene where they're all like topless, just biting each other or something, and are like just orgying around?
There's a couple weird, eerie things getting in there. I don't know, man. Like,
We'll just stick to this.
I remembered liking
I remember
it.
seeing this in the theater.
I thought I liked it more than I did rewatching it. It's still it's a cool movie, and it's definitely like it's a different type of creepy. It's not like a horror film. It's like a weird creepy thing going on.
Yeah, like Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, totally, Nick.
Yeah.
But I don't think I like it as much as I thought I did. It's like that was my takeaway. I was like, oh yeah, this isn't exactly what I remember. It is cool though. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, and this weird like love
Antonio
affair.
Banderas. Yeah.
But yeah, Antonio Banderas. Christian Slater. He's just spoilers in the intro.
He dies in the end.
Who else is in this?
Yeah. What's her face? Kirsten Dunst.
Who else is in this?
This is the girl. Yeah. Let's look at the cast. We can't look at pictures.
Yeah, Nick said that.
I was gonna say, am I muted? I was like,
no, you're good. I heard you.
No. You're a little quiet. Let me turn it up on my headphones. Yeah, Antonio, T. Cruz. Oh, Thandie Newton. I didn't know that.
I don't remember her. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure she's a chick that gets eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I give this a B. It's interesting and it's a cool concept, but I like.
There's a TV show.
I kind of remember that. She also did the Aaliyah one too, right? Queen of the Damned.
This is a new show.
Interesting.
I think so. Yeah, she was like the.
I feel like Anne Rice was like, until Twilight. Yeah, she was like the romantic vampire.
These weren't romantic. I mean,
the novels are. The novels are.
Interview with a Vampire is pretty romantic.
Yeah, but I don't mean like romantic like comedy. I mean like
yeah.
What is that shit called? Like
drama.
Like erotic drama. But there's like a word for it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I haven't watched this movie since it came out.
And BK, Justin asked you a question.
Oh, really?
Answer Justin in the chat. BK, jeez. Come on.
I would still maybe rewatch it, even with your less enjoying of it as previously.
I mean, yeah, like it's definitely worth a revisit because like I just had a different like
Remembrance.
yeah, I thought it was more I don't know. I don't know, but it's I thought there
Yeah.
was more like visual stuff. There are a few scenes that are pretty like visual, but it's a lot of talking and weird stares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can move along off that creepy movie.
Did you watch this, Tubes?
No.
Okay.
It's good. You should check it out.
Oh, this is the one with like the game and you got to shake the hand. I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
Interesting
I want to
concept.
shake your hand.
Shake your hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's
it
just a
says that?
Ouija board in a sense. No, but somebody should have.
What was the question?
It
What did you say?
No, that it's
did somebody say that in the movie?
Oh.
I feel like it was it. The main character wasn't always likable by me. She made a lot of selfish choices, and I'm a viewer that likes to care about my protagonist. And she made a lot of selfish decisions, but she's a kid, and maybe that's the point of it. But also there was things that they revealed in the story that I feel they just revealed too late, that it's like, well, I don't care anymore, so I just want bad
Yeah.
things to happen. That
Yeah.
I feel they should have edited it a little differently to make
tampons.
me care sooner.
Yeah, tampons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It's one of those
You're
things
getting
too
a
where I think
lot
it's
of
worth checking out where the it's
which
I
is
feel like it's
interesting.
one of those things. Oh, sorry. I mean to
I'm just going back to Tuesday thing real quick because I'm on the one that like I don't use ever, but it's still just like tampons. So,
I just noticed it as you were going through
um,
those photos. I'm sorry to throw everyone off.
but
anyone in
yeah,
chat
what were you
noticed
saying, Nick?
it. Yeah, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, I was done.
There were like cool visuals and stuff, but so much of it just seems like they coulda and shoulda been ready. I don't know. Again, it's like they're kids, so
Where did they like?
they had.
Where did they find the game? How
His
does it?
friend just gives it to him. It's so like it opens with a
It's
kid
just been
like
established, yeah.
yeah, like a kid offs himself, and then that kid's brother gives it to one of the guys in the movie, and that's it. And they're just
Yeah.
briefly like, yeah, it's supposed to be a real hand. It's supposed to be a hand of a clairvoyant person.
Yeah. Like the guys who have it, they're like, "Oh no, we've fucked with this thing before." Like they make it seem like it's just been something floating around Australia. Like and then like and they're like,
I
"Oh,
think
like
New
we ended up with
Zealand.
it." Like New Zealand, yeah.
Let's not confuse them. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a urban legend there or what, but it's like they don't really go into it, and it's kind of just like, yeah, it's just been around.
And it's actually kind of better. I think it's like a clever idea.
Charcoal
Like all in
tampons.
all, like when you get all the way to the end, you're like, I like this story. I like this as like an urban legend. You know what I mean? Like the movie's good. They're like Jared said, that's like there's some things that like, all horror movies boil down to that kids are stupid and they make stupid choices. But like all in all, I'm like, this was a good story. Yeah.
Like again, cool visuals, definitely cool visuals. And so then there was one thing. I don't think it's a spoiler. So like you touch the hand and you're like, talk to me or whatever, and then like, ugh, you get possessed by a demon. But then like she goes in and like
Or really just a
touches
ghost.
the
It doesn't
little
have to be a demon, but yeah.
yeah, whatever, just a ghost, a spirit. And then like she does it to the spirit and goes to this other world that was like, oh my God, you guys should explore that more. Like if you're gonna do another one,
Exactly.
explore the whole like apparent second even crazier ghost world that
Yeah.
this, like there's stuff in there that for sure could be cool.
Yeah. For sure.
I just didn't like the
Because
main
that
character
like, it
at
almost had,
some
like, a
points.
Constantine kind of vibe. That when Constantine goes down,
Yeah.
like, it was almost
Y-
like, all of a sudden, it's like, "Whoa, what the fuck are we looking at?" Like, yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't mind a movie that, again, I don't need an explanation. It's just like, to show me more of it. Like, you don't have to tell
Yeah,
me
like,
what it's about or how. I don't really care about that, but just, we have somebody get stuck there. I don't know.
it's like I don't really want this movie to become like Paranormal Activity or like The Conjuring, where they just keep cranking them out. But like this is a world that it's like, oh, I could deal with like one more movie of this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, don't turn it into a thing where they just keep putting one out every 2 years like they do with the other ones. But
Yeah. I would maybe say it's like B minus. Like, again, I watched this weeks ago and I still complain about like the main character just making some dumb choices.
yeah,
But again,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get you have to in some movies, and especially horror movies. But there were parts, they said a good like eerie vibe, especially
yeah,
when like they're first starting to get into it and stuff. It's definitely like, ooh, this is
yeah.
spooky with the lights down.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Did you give it a rating, Nick?
yeah, Nick, what's the rating?
I mean, I'd give it an A, but I admit I'm being a little heavy-handed in the sense that, like, I think it's like an A of an idea. It's like, this is like such a great, like, ghost story thing. But I do agree with like the actual movie. There are some things where I'm just like, God, like snip this whole scene. I don't need this scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like, get back to the hospital. Like, there's a lot of stuff where it's like, and because again, they want you to care about your character, so there's like they'll launch into like a backstory thing. And I'm like, no, get back to the problem. Like get back to what's up with that what's up with that girl's brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want more of that narrative rather than oh, she's so sad.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, like I think it's worth seeing. And is it free? Did we have to rent this chair? I forget.
Yeah, we had to rent it. But
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
say
I don't
definitely
think you need.
wait till it's streaming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't
What'd
need
you
to
give
rent it.
Jer? We had an A and
Like a B minus.
BB minus. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And so, dude, we're gonna have BK come on and talk about the Ahsoka season finale. Nick D's gonna finish it this week, so soon.
I got to the episode where I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but like the big episodes, at least, I think I'm episode 5 or something like that. And I was like, damn, this is definitely a great episode.
Oh, so you're
Like,
like
I
right
really
there.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the last episode I watched. It was way better than 1 through 4, and 1 through 4 are good. But that last
Yeah,
episode was
5.
like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
that's where it starts to get good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do a whole
We'll dig in.
we'll do a whole episode on the whole
Yeah.
situation at hand. Willie's World. So Nick D, I think we talked about this 2 episodes ago.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't really matter. We talked about this on the show before. Nick D, you watched it.
Yeah.
Jerry, you have not seen it?
They squeaked it out right before Five Nights at Freddy.
So,
Freddy.
Spoiler on this movie. Nick Cage does not speak in it.
And I didn't let that slip last time, right?
I don't think you did, because I think I would have remembered you mentioning that.
Okay.
And
I didn't remember if I was like, did I spoil that for everyone?
And there's not much speaking to begin with in the movie. Still got them tampon
There's
ads.
really not much plot. So
Yeah. Like it's like
there's really no plot to the movie. Yeah.
Once they introduce the whole, like, I'd say 30 to 40
like
minutes into it.
Like those other assholes are just bodies for the robots to kill. Like, you don't even need to know.
Yeah, but not
about
even the
them.
kids. It's more of like the guy who owns the establishment and the
these guys.
Those 2 gentlemen there. They're the ones that talk the most to kind of give you the deets. And then the kids are just there to be killed.
Yeah.
It is straight up like I read some stuff online about Five Nights at Freddy's because that movie's actually doing good numbers and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be an actual good movie, but it's interesting.
But
It,
all those kids who played it are going to see it.
totally. This
Yeah.
movie, they straight up ripped off that idea. But I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing
Yeah.
though, dude, is like Chuck E. Cheese robots going mad crazy or Disney robots going mad crazy. I don't think is a very original concept. You know,
Yeah,
Five Nights at
exactly.
Freddy's, they just kind of made it their thing. But I think that's,
Yeah.
you know, it honestly feels like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps or something. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or even, I mean, it's Chucky. It's Chucky.
Yeah. Exactly. It's Chucky and Terminator. And it's Megan. It's Megan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now, what was my
This
vibe
movie
on
made me want a
this?
soda. He just keeps
Yeah,
crushing
yeah,
those
he's
sodas. I was
crushing
like, man, I
sodas. He
want one of
doesn't
those.
talk. I mean,
Uh,
honestly, this is a C movie, in my opinion. It's close. It's a C
yeah.
minus. It's even like the acting. Nick Cage doesn't say a word, which makes it interesting.
Yeah.
But the surrounding actors aren't very. You know, no offense to anyone, they're
They're
not. They're not
no,
the
yeah,
greatest.
yeah.
It's a very movie.
Yeah. A lot of terrible CG.
A lot of
And you
bad
can tell
CG.
most of those robots they didn't build.
The,
Well,
oh
all
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
They're
Oh yeah.
all
That's a big problem
they,
with the movie too. Is it's a lot of like crummy looking CG. Um, I mean, Nick. Like I said, Nick.
you're watching it for Nick Cage, yeah.
That right there is what he does periodically throughout the movie. It's just these weird
Yeah.
facial expressions. And he changes that shirt a couple times.
He plays some pinball. Yeah,
No,
he cleans the shit out of that room.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Dude,
it's literally like so much of this movie is a cleaning montage. If you think about it, you watch him clean more than anything, and then drink soda after that, and then pinball, and then kill robots. Like,
and there's like a weird like crossover storyline with the local police officer lady.
yeah. Oh yeah, she's also like another. Is
Yeah,
that like
she's
another
scroll down,
actress?
Jared. There's another. Yeah, she is kind of famous.
Yeah, there's like two
Oh, right there,
people. Oh yeah,
Beth.
Beth Grant. Yeah,
Click on her,
she's
Jared.
great.
She's from some stuff for sure.
Yeah, she's in. Is
Curb.
she in Donnie Darko? I'm starting to doubt your
Oh yeah, she's the
historical
teacher,
math.
and yeah, right
Oh,
there.
she's a teacher in Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
No Country, Carla
No
Mom,
country.
Speed.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Speed.
Don't ever
Yep.
sleep on Speed.
She's great.
Is
She's
she
great.
in an episode of Curb? Am I tripping? She just looked like somebody else.
I bet.
No, I might be just
She's been
tripping.
working consistently.
When did Curb start?
Like 2004 or 5, maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah, I know.
I saw. Well, we'll keep looking.
Malcolm in the Middle. Just as close as
Malcolm in the
Curb. That's actually what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I hit Curb and Malcolm in the Middle mistaken all the time. She's in the Rookie.
All the time.
She's in the Rookie,
yeah.
dude. Come on now. Yeah, she's in there. She plays a local cop. It's actually a really stupid character. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I give the movie a C minus. Like, if Nick Cage, like, here's what I'll say: you put another rando
Yeah, Nick-
actor as Nick
I would
Cage,
see it, yeah.
I would have had no interest. I probably would have turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept waiting because Nick D did not say that he didn't speak, so the whole time I'm like, what's going on here? Like, towards the end, I even thought like, oh, he's gonna have like a one-liner at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't, if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think he does that. It kind of
think
ends anticlimactic too. It's very like whatever by the ending of it.
Yeah, I think he was just collecting a paycheck. I think he's like, oh, I can film all of this in 2 days and, get whatever he gets for it.
Yeah.
$1 million or 2 million, like, and so it's like, again, I'm just on like, especially when I was watching this too, I'm just like on a Nick Cage, kind of was like, I was on that little Van Damme for a minute. I've just been watching a lot of Nick Cage shit. Like, he's amazing. And he's amazing in this, even though this movie's, kind of stupid and shitty. But he's great. So yeah, that's what I would say. If you like Nick Cage, for sure check this out. But know what you're getting into. BK and Sadu. It's a
No, Sadu and
garbage
BK,
movie.
Sadu and BK aren't even listening to us. They're just.
No, BK liked it more than Renfield.
Oh, wow,
Hell
BK
yeah.
BK did actually comment. They were just blowing each other about freaking
I love
Star
it. I love
Wars.
it.
Star Wars.
I'm also honestly BK. I can't believe you said that. I'm surprised that BK. And I'm not saying like I like. That's interesting that BK like that more. I don't know. There's something like maybe it was the graphics or something. Just didn't do it for me in the Willy's Wonderland. But I also didn't love the Renfield. I thought Renfield was cool, but like I kind of felt like they missed the mark with this one. This, honest to God, like just because I've heard a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's, this just felt like and the movie clearly was just coming out, but this just felt like a straight up ripoff. It was super interesting in that side of things.
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
they really just even like a couple of the bird. There's like a yellow bird in Five Nights at Freddy's that looks kind of I don't know. It's just interesting. Interesting.
How was this Nick Cage movie?
It was good. It was like a lot more like Mandy. Like I'd say if you liked Mandy, you should check this out. Yeah, like it's a Lovecraft story, so it's cosmic horror. So it's really weird and like, there's no answers other than, shit gets crazy out there in space. So yeah. And again, like this is one of those things that like this story was probably written in like the 30s or whatever. So it's like you're kind of watching it and you're like, I know what all of this is gonna be and how this is all gonna pan out. Stories like hell of old, but it still works. I still, it's Nick Cage, it's cosmic horror, Lovecraft shit, kind of Mandy-ish. They keep saying how the color out of space, they're like, oh, I don't know how to describe it, but in the movie, it's very clearly like purplish pink. But whenever they talk about it, they're like, I don't really, it's like a color I've never seen before. They're like, I don't really know how to describe it.
And that's just pink.
Yeah, it's just really just kind of pinkish purple.
So you don't even know how to like describe the movie? Like, what is it even about?
So these guys this family lives out in the woods, and a comet lands in their front yard. And shit just starts to get weird. Like, like Annihilation? It's like essentially like Annihilation is ripping off this. Like, it's like a rock from outer space lands. Yeah, like in the 30s. Like, yeah. And so it just like slowly starts to affect the family and the land around. And like, Lovecraft stories are always about madness, and they're always about like not being able to on like these alien god like things. And so yeah, it's you kind of know exactly what this movie's going to be. But I will say it executes it in a cool way. I will say personally, I think this movie would have hit harder if they kept it like if they made this movie take place in like the 30s or the 40s or the 50s or the 60s. The fact that it takes place in modern day, it just makes it a little less scary because it's like like they've got cars and they've got cell phones and they've got the internet. It almost would be scarier if this family was from like the 40s and they're like, yeah, this fucking rock landed in the yard and all this wild shit starts to happen,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I just think it would hit harder if it took
Like
place in the past.
1975.
Exactly. Make it a little more Amityville horror. That would have been dope.
Yeah, yeah.
That would have been dope.
It looks cool.
Yeah,
Where'd you watch it?
Yeah, I have the DVD. I bought it and it finally showed up.
Okay.
Yeah.
4K or what?
I think the one I have is both. I think it's 4K and just Blu-ray. So yeah, I'll lend you to.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
I definitely think
If you have AMC Plus.
If you like the Cage and you want to watch something weird, then I definitely recommend it. I'd give it an A.
You give it an A? Okay.
I give these movies A's. These weird Nicolas Cage. Like, I really fucking liked Mandy. Mandy was awesome.
Yeah, Mandy was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Mandy.
Is this the same guy? Can you click on the director? Like, has this guy done anything else?
Dude, I think it just tells you to click on
He
it.
wrote Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's
Well,
awesome.
Jared, that's what he
Definitely
wrote.
the
Click
Island
on what he
Dr. Moreau is
directed.
better. Rites of Passage. I don't know any of these.
Oh, he directed
Oh,
Island
Island
of
Dr.
Moreau.
Moreau.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like Lovecraft stories, so I'd maybe check this out.
Yeah.
2 hours. Oh.
It is, and there is a lot, because you know why it's like that is like there's a lot of just holding on the shot of the forest and stuff. Like it's definitely like trying to create that vibe.
Yeah.
Like again, like you can tell that you're like, oh, Annihilation took a lot from this specific short story of Lovecraft's. Yeah.
And there's 3 of those
But
books too.
I would, yeah, and I would also for sure say the movie Annihilation is way better. Like if you're only gonna watch Cosmic, watch Annihilation.
Yeah. That movie's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But this has Nick Cage.
This has Nick Cage.
Yeah, but
our
this has
third
Nick Cage. Yeah.
That was our third Nick Cage movie of the night.
Hell yeah.
God bless Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and let us know what your favorite Nick Cage movie is. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I swear I saw a thing saying that they were making a third or a second one of these.
I think I saw that too. That's it, because like I only watched this because like I noticed on Twitter this year that everyone, like, people talk about this movie like they love this movie, and I was like, oh, I've seen that. Like I feel like I should check this out because it's just memed and praised, and I liked it. It reminds me of Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark, but it's like significantly more violent.
Release date confirmation. Yeah, they confirmed it. Dude, they confirmed it like this month. Like they confirmed it, or my bad, October. It sounds
What got confirmed?
Trick or Treat 2.
Oh wow, sick. I definitely watched more of this. It's like this is like great like Halloween movie. Like this is a movie about Halloween that is also like a horror movie, but still fun. It's got like the same energy as Scream, where like at times it's funny and at times it's like, whoa, crazy.
And what's the concept here?
Like
it's
basically
like 3 separate. It's like 3 stories that happen on Halloween.
That no arching connection.
I think the overall
Well,
is just that
yeah,
Halloween
they do.
is fucked up. That like Halloween brings.
I mean,
out
it's
the worst
like
in people because supernatural.
it's the same town. It's the same town.
Yeah.
It's a thing where like the little pumpkin boy is walking around and he's kind of like watching these things happen in a sense.
Yeah.
But it is a thing by the end of the movie. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
It's not like a big thing, but it's just like, oh, they tried to do something and it was like, you tried, that was cute. You did it good.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
like but it's nothing that's like, what? Oh my god. It's just like, okay, that doesn't change anything. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's got like a little bit of a Baby Yoda thing where it's like there's this character that they want you to like because they want you to think it's cute. And so like, yeah, there's a little bit of like,
and that's
like him,
the character you're following around.
Well, I mean, it's more like he's following the events around. You don't really spend a lot of time with him until you do.
Exactly. He's just sort of like he'll be like outside.
Yeah. But I thought the dad was great. I thought the creepy dad was great. Rogue, Anna Paquin, and her friends, like all the three stories are fun. Like it's like oh wow, this could have been its own movie, and I would have watched it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's the third one? So it's Anna Paquin, the dad, and then what is the third story?
Oh,
the kids going trick or treating at the quarry, doing the ritual. they pick up the girl. She's dressed as the witch, and they're all. It's like the kids are all going down to where the quarry with the bus, where there's the big.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a trick or
So yeah,
treat
maybe there's like
story,
4 stories.
a dad story.
Then like the
And
neighbor is like.
Oh yeah. I guess that's so 4 with the kid. Then they finally or the
Tie it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I think you'd like it too.
Yeah, Nick, you talked about it the other day. You recommended it. I just didn't get a chance, but yeah, I definitely sounds cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it's on HBO
good.
Max currently, if I'm not mistaken.
Somewhere free for sure. Well, if you have the subscription, I forget where I watched it, but yeah, it's somewhere like it's either Max.
It's
or
Max. Yeah, I saw it. I definitely saw it. I was like, oh, Nick told me about this. Well, cool. And what was the ratings on that, young fellows?
Again, like I guess like I would watch this movie again for sure. Out of all the stuff we talked about tonight, like I would watch this.
Okay.
Yeah.
B-, C+. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably watch it again before.
I mean,
Nick D be handing out A's like like it's trick or treat. D be handing them out.
I'm not.
I like Halloween.
Not
movies.
really.
Like this month, I just watched horror shit, and I'm like, I'm way more inclined to give.
Yeah.
I did too, but like again, this one was fine. There weren't the same because again, I think because there were shorter stories, spent a little less time with people. That it's like, all right, whatever, fine. But yeah, I'm not watching this again. But it wasn't bad. I didn't like hate it, and I didn't turn it off. But it's like, yeah, I'm definitely not watching this again.
That's fair.
But that was probably the coolest story was the dad for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I think a horror movie's got to be really, really good for you to want to watch it again. More than like an action film or other things. Like it's really got to be on point for you to rewatch a horror film.
And then again, that's why I always think that like, damn, like The Shining and Alien really are something special.
Oh yeah.
For like the amount of times I've rewatched those, because I agree with you. Like
yeah, Shining especially, like the rewatchability is fantastic.
The Shining is like the Shawshank of horror movies, where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna keep rewatching this over and over and over and over and over.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say off tops. If we're gonna compare this to the original Haunted Mansion movie with Eddie Murphy, this is S tier.
Mm-hmm.
S tier in comparison, I think, to the original. And a lot of that for me is just this felt like it makes more sense with the ride and just the vibes of the Haunted Mansion. And like they clearly grabbed a lot of like the visual connection to the Haunted Mansion. I felt like was richer in the new one than it was in the original. Like that's all just posters, but like yeah, let's get to some actual shots here.
Well, let's look at the new one.
Well, the new one, like the villain itself is the ghost. It's the homie holding up his head in the ride, is the villain in the new movie. And then
with like the top hat,
and then
cheekbone.
Yeah, exactly, Nick D. And then freaking and those posters that you just passed, that's from the ride. I mean, like everything, like they did a really good job. But freaking Jamie Lee Curtis plays the ball lady from that one room, you know? And they even
that's great. That's awesome.
They even have like these little there's like the scene with like the chair turns into like kind of like the buggy and like takes Danny DeVito out of the house. That's hella funny.
Does he go into a mirror?
No.
Like, does he go in the mirror? Oh, they don't do that. Yeah, okay.
No. Danny DeVito's fantastic in it. The main guy, the lead guy, he's from Sorry for Bothering You. He's fantastic in it. Owen Wilson is a great support. Like he's got great chemistry with everybody. He's fantastic. Rosario Dawson, she's not like a super. It's her house and this, that, the other, but she's not like a huge character in it. They got some cameos, like that guy that you just saw that was the cop. I know he's like a comedian dude. You passed a few. Oh, that's obviously the ballroom dancing scene. And then Joe Coy has a cameo in it, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this movie. It's if you're looking for a horror film, this isn't it, unless you're watching it with children, and then this is totally it, which I think that's cool. Like there's a Halloween movie for you could watch with youngsters. Oh, and that's Schmitz Creek dude, Levy,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the son,
Son.
yeah, Schmitz Creek. He's in it. He's got a cameo, Yeah, I mean, it's a star-studded event. The little kid in it too, it does a great job, fantastic job. There's a little twist with him, or involving him by the end of it. There's the bad guy. I think the bad guy's voice too is Morbius. It is Jared Leto is the voice.
No way, really?
Jared, check me. Is Jared Leto the voice of that character?
What's his name? Something Jack?
Dude, he hold on, he's in there.
Yeah, it's probably yep.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's the character's name?
Crump.
Hatbox.
Crump.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does
he say it's Morbin time?
No, he doesn't Morbin time it. That would have been freaking amazing. But yeah, it was cool. It's a cool movie. I'd give it a in movie world, it's a B. It's a B minus. Like it could have still been better. What was that about, Jared?
Is it
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Sorry, Nick. What are you saying?
The best live action Disney movie?
No.
What's better?
Oh, what is the best live action Disney movie? That has the Disney logo in it?
Yeah, like of these remakes of like Lion King and like stuff like what do you think is the best?
Are we counting Pirates? Like Pirates 1 maybe?
Yeah, Pirates counts. Yeah, I'll throw Pirates in that. Yeah.
I mean,
Pirates is still number one. Okay.
I mean, like, because we're not counting Indiana Jones, Star Wars, or Marvel. You're saying a Disney movie.
Yeah. Disney, proper Disney. Yeah.
I'd imagine it. Pirates has got to be in the top tier.
Yeah. But do you think this was better than that last Lion King and that Aladdin? And
I didn't see Lion King. I actually haven't been I haven't been watching all those. I did watch Little Mermaid. I think we talked about it on here, and I did enjoy Little Mermaid.
Yeah. I like that song.
I liked Haunted Mansion better than Little Mermaid because
Hell yeah.
It's a new story, and it's a different story than the Eddie Murphy one. They created a new story that also makes the characters. Dude, to be honest, the Haunted Mansion, that's a difficult movie in my opinion to really work on, because you have they have some storylines already going on in the ride, and the movie kind of touches on this, but there's also 4 storylines going on in the ride. To super nerd out on you guys, at the end of that ride, you go through a room and there's a lady, and they kind of explain the story that this lady cut off all of her husband's heads.
Yeah. The busts.
No, the busts are different. That's even different.
Oh.
All right, so there's all this weird stuff. I think there's a video online on YouTube where they break down the different ghosts who live in that house, right?
That's cool.
And this movie, without super going into spoilers because it's pretty new, they definitely kind of touch on a few of those different ghost storylines that are from the ride, and incorporate them. They incorporate the lady who cuts off her husband's heads. Obviously, they incorporate Jared Leto's character. The 2 brothers that shoot each other with the paintings, that's definitely in the ride. The only thing that I was surprised that they didn't include is when you're in the elevator and it goes down and the paintings stretch, and there's the lady with the alligator trying to get her, and there's all those different paintings. I thought they were going to do some kind of reference to each one of those, and then they didn't really do that, but a lot of the stuff is in there.
Did they do the elevator? Or did they just cut that whole thing out?
No, the elevator stuff's cut out. I mean,
So they don't.
to
Wow.
explain the movie real quick,
Yeah.
because I didn't even actually say how the movie works, but Ahsoka and her son move into the house, and they instantly get haunted. So then it cuts to freaking Owen Wilson, who's a priest, and he's knocking on Sorry to Bother You Homie's door, because Sorry to Bother You Homie has invented this like camera that supposedly can capture ghosts. Just the image of ghosts, not capture them, not Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But he's worked on this technology. There's more to it than that. Like there's a little bit more of his backstory. And then they go to help what's her name figure it out. Danny DeVito's a historian that knows about the land and stuff, so forth and so on. And then there's another lady that's a what do you call it? Meditating people or talking to people from the dead.
Oh, like a clairvoyant. Yeah, like
yeah, whatever.
What are they called in Talk to Me, Jerry? Clairvoyant?
A medium.
Jerry, a medium.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then they try to fight the ghost, and there's a little kid.
Hell yeah. Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Definitely if you got kids too, especially if you got kids. It's definitely a fun watch. You know, and it's you know I put it on Halloween. The niece was here. It's not like spooky. It is PG-13, but I don't think there's nothing that's like crazy in there. You know.
Do they reference any other ride? Like, is there like a picture of the Black Pearl or
I don't think so, Nick D. But I'm also sure there maybe possibly is like some type of like little nod
there's
to something.
Like a Jungle Cruise, like
I'm sure there's a hidden Mickey somewhere.
Rooms.
Yeah. I'm sure they did some dumb stuff like that. But yeah, it's worth checking out.
Hell yeah.
Disney Plus.
Hell yeah.
I didn't watch this show.
If you like Edgar Allan Poe, this is really good. It's like a really good show. It's like Succession, about like this family that's all rich and powerful because of business. They own a pharmaceutical company, and each one of them dies in a different Edgar Allan Poe way. And so like throughout all of it, I'm like, how are they going to do Pit and the Pendulum? And you're like, how is this going to work? And they somehow found a way where you're like, wow, that wasn't stupid. That like actually worked. Like so yeah, the Raven, the Pit and the Pendulum, the Telltale Heart. It's all just each character is going to die in a different Edgar way. I recommend it. And it's like a business story.
Mark Hamill's in it.
Mark Hamill plays Death, but you know he doesn't. But you know, in the story, that's who he is. But in this, he's like a lawyer. He's great. Mark Hamill's fucking amazing in this.
8 episodes, huh?
Yeah, you're in and out, and they're each like under an hour.
And do you think this is
40-ish?
A one and done scenario? Like,
I really do, and it's Netflix too. Surprisingly, Netflix. I'm always talking shit about. This is a great Netflix show. Like, I'm kind of hoping. What I hope Netflix does is they're like, let's take this showrunner and this writer and let's just have them do stuff. Like, I don't really want more of this, but I want these people to keep working together, even if it's the same cast. Like, I don't care. But like, Netflix has struck gold with this one in the sense it's like, this is a good thing. Like, this is not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, but
they put money into it. It looks good.
That doesn't mean anything though, you know what I mean? Like, I think freaking Sandman is fantastic, and yet we still haven't had another season.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I hope they don't do more of this. I hope they just give these people more shit to do.
Yeah.
Because I think more of it. Like, are there even more stories Edgar Allan Poe has? Like, it's like, how much further could they even go with this? Unless maybe they did a different collection of short stories. That might be cool. So yeah, spoiler alert: Edgar Allan Poe. Everyone dies by the time you get to the end. They're all dead.
Oh, so the dude who did Doctor Sleep also worked on this show.
Oh wow,
that's interesting. Cool. I like Doctor Sleep.
Yeah,
that's cool. So you recommend this, huh, Nick D?
I do. Again, I'd give it an A. I watched it over like 3 days. I just burned through them. Like, I'd watch 2 at a time, just because it's good. Like, Edgar Allan Poe stories are awesome.
That's cool.
And like you're like, oh shit, this is the telltale heart. I know it. And so you're
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
watching it, see it play out. You're like, it's like watching Treehouse of Horror, the Simpsons ones,
yeah, yeah,
where you
yeah.
kind of know what's gonna happen and you just want to see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check this out. I mean, 8 episodes, Mark Hamill, like this is
Yeah. The main dude, I don't know the main dude's name, but the guy who plays like head of the family, he crushes it. Like he does such a good job that I'm like, dude, I should know this guy's name. And it's an actor we've all seen before, like who plays Usher. Well, no, his name's Alan, but yeah, that guy right there, Bruce Greenwood. He's great. It all kind of revolves around him.
Bruce Greenwood. Why don't Jared click on him, please? And thank
Yeah,
you.
like he's for sure and stuff we've seen.
Bruce Greenwood, huh? He's a good looking man. Star Trek, iRobot, okay. Not movies I'm big on. He's also in Doctor Sleep. He was Dr. John. Interesting.
Gotham by Gaslight. He's Batman in Gotham by Gaslight. That's awesome. Gotham by Gaslight's amazing. Gold, American Crime Story, Mad Men, Elephant Song.
Hot Wet Summer, America, Summer, huh?
Oh yeah, I kind of remember him in that. Now that you mentioned that.
Place Beyond the Pines. Love that movie.
Love Place
Super
Beyond
8.
the Pines. Dude, I like Super 8 too, dude. I haven't thought about Super 8 in a minute.
It's a great film.
Star Trek.
Yeah, he was in all the new Star Trekkies.
I'm Not There, that Dylan movie. Yeah, he pops up and stuff. He's great in this.
iRobot. I mean, what a film. The Core. Pfft. This dude deserves an Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, The Lost Son, of course. Sleepwalkers, Nowhere Man. Hardball, you fucking kidding me?
Hell yeah.
Passenger 57. Dude, this dude has
Nice.
quite the body of work. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right.
Still
He's one of those
going.
character actors, yeah.
He was in First Blood. Isn't that Rambo? Isn't that just Rambo,
Yeah.
right? First Blood?
Yeah. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a career.
What's his name? Bruce Greenwood. Over the show, we salute you.
Yeah. I'll have to do a whole episode on him.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, just because I got to say this before I forget about it again. I have an idea for a future episode. Maybe we'll do it in the new year. Okay?
Hell yeah.
And we got to, here's how we're going to be on the honor system, or film it on your phone. But we're each going to open our Netflix, right? And under their recommendation thing, we watch the first movie in our recommendation thing. All three of us. And then we come back the following week and do a report on it.
I'm down. The only thing is that I'm pretty sure Karina and Simone and my mom watch stuff on my Netflix thing because I have the most random recommendations because clearly other people are using Netflix. So like I'm almost gonna have to make a new one to do that. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, I mean I could just keep like
I think
watch the
Nick,
most
Nick T, I
random
think you're
shit.
just, I think that's just how the cookie crumbles for you, bro.
Because it'll I'll sign on and it will be like continue watching and I'll be like I don't even know what this fucking show is, like what, who's watching that? And I'm like, it's got to be Simone, it's got to be Jer or Karina or my mom. Like, yeah,
I'm not a part of your scam, bro. Don't loop me into
someone
that.
is.
I don't
Someone
password share with anybody, bro.
Buddy. Or Kelsey, could be Kelsey.
Nick D just keeps adding more people to the roster.
I know, just like, oh,
just
this
like-
person and that person's
BK,
not fucking me.
Sadu. We know it's Sadu.
DK, Sadu.
We know
Well,
it's
Sadu and I
Sadu.
watch a lot of Van Damme movies, so
Yeah.
that that lines up. That
All right,
checks
all
out.
right. Well, either way, Nick, I'm just saying.
I think that's
Jerry,
a cool
what do
idea.
you think? Interesting concept, right, for an episode?
Yeah, exactly.
I came up with it at the farm one random night. I was just like, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like it could be something
be down.
shitty too, you know, and like I get stuck watching something dumb, but like movie, not show. So we got to go under movie and then go to what do they recommend?
Yeah. Got to cultivate that algorithm, yeah.
Sadu just admitted to it being him. Sadu was like, "It's me."
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
caught him red-handed. All right.
Love
A Haunting in Venice is the third installment of the. I don't know what you call these movies because they're not the same title at
It's
all.
but it's about this guy.
Yeah,
what's that
it's a
guy's
famous
name?
female writer wrote it. I can't think of her name right now. It's very old school, right?
Agatha Christie.
Agatha
Agatha
Christie. First one's Murder on the Orient Express. Second one is Murder on the Nile. And then this one, Haunting in Venice. Switching it up with the titles there. And this one starts off a lot different, and you would think it's a horror movie, Jerry, with the way that they try to like present it. But the whole time you kind of know, because the reason he's been called in to figure it out is so he could figure out that there is no freaking ghost. That shit's fake. Which one of you murdered somebody? And that's kind of what the movie is.
Yeah.
I mean, and the trailers don't lie to you. They kind of told you that from the get-go. But even when you start the movie off, it starts off all eerie and it's like, ooh, ghosts. There's ghosts in this building. But then like, you know,
Are there ghosts? Do they leave it ambiguous? Are there ghosts?
Interesting enough, Nick D, and there's an answer to it that would say no, but even he does like this look because he explains how it all happens, and I won't get into any of that, right? And it's interesting.
Yeah.
But then somebody like Tina Fey, because she's like the co-star in this kind of. She's like,
hell yeah.
You did see something though, and he kind of gives a look at the end where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, did he? But he'd already explained to you how all of it was fake and how it all worked. But then you know, there's this ending of like, but did I see a ghost? You know, so
interesting.
Which is, but also at the same time, that actor just like his facial expressions are so good that like, you could read into it any way you want. What is interesting about this movie too is that they say that he's been retired and he moved to Venice just to chill. So it starts off with him being like, I'm old and I'm done since the last time you saw him at Murder on the Nile, which is interesting because like I don't maybe that's in the books, but it didn't seem necessary to do that time jump because the other movie only came out last year.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if they kept making these.
3 books? Are there? Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Based movies off of? Okay. Yeah.
I have no clue. But I like the character. He also directs it. He's the bad guy from Wild Wild West.
Yeah, Branagh. Yeah.
Yeah, I already did a little research on. I was just intrigued.
He's great. Yeah.
I like this better than the second one, Murder on the Nile, but I don't think it's better than the original first one.
Okay.
Personal opinion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was also in Oppenheimer. Interesting.
He was in Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Yeah. I forget what character, but yeah, he says.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Would I recommend this, Jared? Is that what you were about to ask me? Yes, Jared, I would recommend this. I would say definitely worth checking out. It's a great, fun little murder mystery. You know, just like Clue or something. It's just fun. And the acting's great. I always enjoy Tina Fey. It's available on Hulu. Yep. I think they even have the other films. And I don't want to give up too much because it's such a cool little movie. That the lady from what won the Oscar last year? The big movie.
Oh,
everything. Yeah. She's in it. She's fantastic. Like everybody in the movies does a great job. So it's definitely worth checking out. I'd give it an A, just a flat A, not A plus, not A minus, just an A. Because you know it's they don't make a lot of these. It's just especially when they're well done.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Wow. This was a giant junker that I was pretty disappointed by.
Damn.
Like I thought it was gonna be a lot more like creepy religion-based stuff with like eerie shots, but it kind of
Yeah.
turns into your classic like action horror where like the kids are climbing around and like chasing after them and stuff. And it's like kind
Yeah.
of stupid and bummed me out. And then I'm just gonna straight up spoil this because no one needs to watch this, and this is exactly why you don't need to watch it. At the end, because who cares what happens with those two kids? All you need to know
Yeah.
is Russell Crowe makes it to the end. The Pope, he has a scene with the Pope at the end where the Pope's like, "Good job," like, but you know, this is just starting. We're to have more stuff to like be done. And then his homie, some other priest dude, high ranking, is standing behind him, and they turn around and he's like, because the priest is like, talk to Frank. He's gonna show you we got some other stuff you need to know about. And then it cuts to this. This is all in the end, like the last 10 minutes. It cuts to him in this room full of like biblical stuff with all these like priests working on computers like they're freaking scientists, but they're priest scientists, right? And they're building some kind of like universe for these movies that they're gonna make a bunch of sequels to this, where he's gonna go around and like fight the devil.
Wow.
And it
And
instantly.
this is related to the first Exorcist, right?
No. This is totally different.
Oh.
There is a sequel that came out to that this year,
Okay.
but this
Yeah,
is not.
yeah. Oh, that's not this one though. Okay,
No,
that's
this
not
is trying to
one.
make a new like Pope's Exorcist
I
world
see. Yeah.
where Russell Crowe goes around for the Pope. The Pope sends Russell Crowe on missions to fight demons through,
Exorcist. Yeah. Wow.
through
Possession. Yeah.
through possession. Yeah.
Wow.
The trailer seems so cool, and Russell Crowe, I'm a
It did.
fan of. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is gonna be dope. But then, the movie wasn't that good to begin with, and then doing a 10-minute wrapping it up for more sequels is so stupid. It really upset me.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about this. I really am getting upset with the whole like building a world at the end of a movie. You know, like how long is that movie, Jerry? Hour and a half, hour 40.
I think hour 40.
Hour
So,
40.
Yeah.
So, you know, you wasted like an hour and 20 minutes, and then the last 20 you're going to build up some universe. This is stupid. What are we doing here? I give this movie a freaking D. And I'd give it an F, but Russell Crowe is such a badass, and he has some cool scenes in it. So and like the visuals aren't bad at all, but the building up a universe at the end
Yeah.
didn't do it for me. Didn't
For
do
sure.
it for me. It's a
I
D.
think that's fair.
And I wouldn't say to even really waste your
Pass.
time.
Yeah, straight pass it up.
I think both of you two, knowing you guys, you'd be like, this was kind of dumb. It's a bummer. It's a bummer
I'm
too.
gonna watch this.
Yeah, I would have watched it if you recommended it, but yeah, here saying like, yeah, probably. Because I love Russell Crowe. He's great.
There's a couple scenes where maybe I'm just being a little mean, Nick. Maybe you should, I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe you should check it out just to tell me if I'm wrong and how you felt about it. Maybe I also I thought it was going to be a lot cooler. Like, I was looking forward to watching this.
I remember that trailer. That trailer was dope. I remember being like, oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Whatever. We could get past it. The whole thing kind of bummed me out. Let me down.
I finally. Oh, why does my. Hold on. Shit.
10-inch iPad Air with
Computers.
Wi-Fi.
Have a good night to do. I just saw the thing. Hope you feel better.
Oh yeah, peace
What?
out to do. And don't be watching effed up stuff on Nick D's Netflix.
But yeah, I watched this. It was cool. I
Late
liked
to
it.
the
I enjoyed
party.
it. I enjoyed what they did. But you know, perfect for spooky month. The opening was
Such
super
a
cool.
good
The opening
Yeah,
was
like,
so. Yeah.
But I think my biggest complaint is how the son finds the book of like the earthquake and the hole pops up and he's like, I'm gonna go down there. Like, I could not stand that. I thought that was I really wish they didn't do that. I wish he just had it in his backpack or some shit. But like, for an earthquake to happen and your first instinct is to go down into a hole, I could not let that go. And I also watched this movie weeks ago and I'm still just riled up just as riled up about it. That was so dumb. But like her being possessed, that was a really good one. The movie was super creepy.
Yeah.
When all the other like possessed bodies come in and stuff, like I don't know, they did a really good job with this one. And then the way they tie the end to the beginning, like I thought it was cool. So I liked how we saw more than just like one thing from the book. How like we saw a few things or whatever that was kind of like, okay, they're like expanding. That was cool.
And it
I
paid
thought the two main women did such a great job. Like the
the
sisters, like
sisters,
they
yeah.
crushed it. Yeah.
The mom and the sister, not the
Yeah, yeah,
little kid
yeah.
sisters, yeah. I knew what you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
Although
the
the
adult.
kids were great.
The
Usually
kids
the
were
kids are the
fantastic,
worst
yeah.
part of a movie. Everyone in this movie killed it, but yeah, the two adult sisters were, oh my god, they were both amazing.
And the homage that they paid to the original Evil Dead, but by doing it cleanly, like, I mean, you had the chainsaw at the end, but it was done classy, pretty classy as you can with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then like I think Bruce Campbell's voice is the on the record.
Priest
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Like just like little nods to the original movie. I mean, this was a fantastic film. Like I really enjoyed
Love
it.
Yeah, it was done really well. Yeah, they made her look super creepy. She did some
Yeah.
terrible things to people in the movie.
Her eyes, like how bloodshot her eyes were, that always looked really cool.
Yeah.
The cheese grater to the
Um,
fucking calf, the
Oh,
like that was
yeah, there's like
the
and just
hallway
that,
scene.
like
yeah.
that's
Oh yeah,
also a
the
classic
hallway
shot of like
scene.
the peephole, but like
Yeah.
yeah, just the way they did it, and yeah, again, it was good. I
And you
really, really,
like how
really
you
enjoyed
like
watching that one.
see her kill the neighbor kids, but you don't see her, but like you do. Like like they did it
Yeah,
really. Yeah, everything was well done in this movie.
Like take out horror movie. This is literally one of the best movies of 2023. Like this movie was so good.
I think so. I
yeah,
I would agree
Yeah.
with you
and
on
this
that.
One of the best. Yeah.
for
Best
sure,
movie I
this
saw in
is
theater.
top contender for like horror movie.
Oh, this gets my horror movie Deloise.
Yeah, yeah.
See, so just to this would be this. I thought this one was also really good. Of the three, when we switch and talk to them, talking about it all at once, I thought this one was the best of the three. But it also of these two movies, not tampons. These two were the
Halloween
best horror
tampon.
movies I watched this season. And then the one I didn't put in because again wasn't worth it was Karina and I watched the third Insidious movie the other day. Had the original actor, the little boy from it, so that was cool. But like it's kind of
That is cool.
it didn't need to be made.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So let me
yeah,
ask you this:
this
is that
and Halloween
series
is good.
done?
No,
Is
they're
the
doing
third Insidious?
spin-offs. They're doing a spin-off and
Oh,
things.
it's
I think
I
they're
heard about it.
doing maybe one more fourth one, but like of that family. But yeah, they're definitely just
They're doing
opening up
they're doing
because
the
yeah,
whole world.
the
I
kid's
heard.
like 20 now or something.
damn.
Yeah,
And he
there's
drags
gonna
a
be
bunch
a
of
whole
people down
Insidious
with him.
world.
Yeah. I know I've seen the
Uh,
first two. I don't know if I've seen the third one. Wait, you said the third one just came out? Then I for sure haven't. Never mind. I thought you
yeah,
were saying there's four.
third one
Yeah,
just
no,
came out this year.
I for sure have not seen it.
Yeah, it will be
Um,
interesting to see if what they now do. We've had, we have obviously there's the three original films, but really there's two. There's the Evil
Yeah.
Dead. There's the Evil Deads, and then there's Army of Darkness, and then we had the TV series. Then we had the reboot movie, which was interesting, and I like that reboot movie.
Yeah.
And now we
Mhm.
have this weird spin-off movie. Where they go next with Evil Dead will be, I'd love to see another Army of Darkness vibe.
Yeah.
But I also think without Bruce, what's the point unless they were to build up a character that was similar to Bruce to take over to another Army of Darkness movie? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't just do an Army of Darkness without already having the Ash character.
I almost would be down if they made a time travel thing where they brought in like a young Ash so Bruce Campbell can show up, but then we get an Army of Darkness thing with like Ash from the 70s again, and it's just some young guy that they get. Like, I feel like they could really do something interesting if they get Sam Raimi involved.
But the actor
Like
whoever
I feel like
plays it
let
has to be
Sam
good.
Raimi Yeah, and like Sam's got to pick that. Like, I don't think you can give that to one of the other two. Like, if you're gonna do Ash and you're gonna do Army of Darkness, I almost think like Raimi does that one. You know, like I would love it. I would love it. I'm right there with you.
I'm fine with like you're saying Tube's Army Darkness vibe, but like for me, it's like you can't do Ash. It's kind of for
You
me, it's
can't.
like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
done.
I
You
think so
did
too.
that it's like, but like to go to another world and have to help a town or whatever survive, and so you make an army. That would be cool. I would be super, because they kind of did that in this for a little bit with the neighbors, and then it didn't work out for them.
Yeah,
But like I would for sure be into that. But it's like, yeah, they don't have to redo Ash, but I do get what you're saying. Like,
I'm
no,
saying
if we're gonna do this, we have to again, the whole like we have to care about that character. We have to
a
want
lead.
to see them.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And so yeah, maybe they'll do that, because I also, again, I like the older sister
yeah.
in this. That it's like, oh, she was cool.
She could be it. Totally, Jerry. That's
yeah. And
exactly what I'm saying too. You just need to not what I was meant is like someone that has the vibes of Ash, like the attitude and stuff,
Who can get it done? Yeah,
but
who can get
not
it done.
necessarily Ash, because I feel like touching. Although Nick D does shoot out a whole like theory multi-universe that you are time traveling and all
time
this.
travel, yeah,
So I
like-
mean, I see what Nick's saying, but I think Bruce Campbell's such a legacy that's like just let's not even try to touch that. Like let's just step away. And I honestly
'Cause-
think too, Nick's bringing in Sam Raimi. I love Sam Raimi, but I think we need a young person with a better like look on like how like you know a little
Would
dirtier.
you want to go back to like Mia, or would you even want like just like a new character? Do you want like a new Evil Dead story, or do you want to pick up with one of the books we left off on?
At the end of this movie, they drive away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the last daughter and the sister, they just leave. Yeah.
Wait, the last daughter? No, you mean the little girl?
The
The
youngest
little,
daughter.
the little girl. Yeah, because there's two. The other two died, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the other two kids are dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So it's like, so right now of like I, Ash versus the Evil Dead got killed. So Ash is still alive, Mia is still alive, and then we have these two. So there are four characters, well, plus whoever still lived from Ash versus the Evil Dead, that like they could either make a new character or they could bring back old characters. Like, yeah, like I want more Evil Dead. I'd be super down for more Evil Dead.
To be honest, too, Jerry, too, away because Bruce is still alive. I know he's getting older, but you could totally do like an Indiana Jones 3, where like he's in it, but he plays the Sean Connery kind of role, where he's just like this like, or the Josuke from season 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or I mean the Joseph, where like I'm just the elder, I'm here, and I can kind of be helpful. You know,
he's
like,
cracking jokes, but it's really Mia and the other sister that are chainsaw doing this thing. Yeah.
And then you could get either of the sisters.
Yeah.
I mean, either of the girls.
I would love that idea. Yeah.
And do something like that.
If you Google Evil Dead, does anything come up? Rumors or anything? You go to news?
No, the only thing was like this guy, and I think it was maybe Bruce Campbell, maybe it was Sam Raimi, that they was like, oh, the three of us have been talking of like what we would want, what the possibilities of other directors and this and that story writers could explore in this world, and that they've written or are talking about like an outline, but not like, oh, this is what the next movie, but it was just like, oh, so people can make movies, let's give them directions or just other details, this or that or whatever about the other books. But yeah, they've definitely said that they're like, oh, it's easier to focus on the books than it is necessarily to focus on a character, was basically what they said.
We should write a Evil Dead.
Well,
let's try to get this next Evil Dead made.
I'm seeing here that, and this is from September 21st of this year, that even if they were to greenlight a sequel at this point in time, the director from that last movie is already working, like already has stuff lined up. So they wouldn't start this project for a few years out anyways.
That's cool. Well,
which is interesting to hear.
Yeah, I think the other thing was they're like, yeah, we would like to make them way more frequent than every 10 years. You know, that it's like we have ideas, we want to go back, but you know, they don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would give this like I'd probably give it an S. It was good. I really enjoyed it, and especially for looking for like a horror movie, a scary movie. Like the Evil Dead movies have always delivered. So
Yeah.
I would watch this again. I would tell people to watch it.
Yeah, that last one, like I need to rewatch that last one that came out before this.
Yeah. I
mhm.
watched it before we walked into this one.
Yeah,
Great.
because
Holds up.
that movie was just
Fucked up.
yeah. Because the originals, let's be honest, the originals are campy and fun. They're
Yeah.
scary-ish, but they're campy and fun. And then these
Yeah.
last two have been on another level, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I thought that middle one is great. Yeah. With Mia. That one's awesome. You guys got to try that Evil Dead game. That Evil Dead game is so fucking fun. It's basically World War Z, but with Evil Dead.
Yeah, I'd like to play that.
I don't think I ever played it. I think I have it downloaded, maybe.
It's good.
But yeah, S for that. And then like these were the other movies I watched. I watched the second two on Halloween, and I watched this one the night before Halloween.
Do you think the gal, the last survivor of Evil Dead Rise, could go toe to toe with Michael Myers?
Probably.
Watching
Original
these two franchises about strong women.
original Michael Myers?
This Mike Myers. So yes, original in the sense that these are like dealing with Jamie Lee Curtis, but yeah.
Original Michael Myers from the first movie. No. But by the time we get to this Halloween ends, yeah.
Yeah, this new jabroni, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was an action figure? That looked awesome.
All right, so Jerry, let's break it down here. It starts off, even though the thing that pisses me off about this first one is that they called it Halloween, even though it picks up where after it's Halloween 2. This is 2,
Yeah.
then it's 3, 4. Which is interesting because there is a 2. And the original 2 wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Didn't Wes Craven or what's his didn't Wes Craven even do that one? Or John Carpenter, I mean.
Yeah, it was John Carpenter, but I don't know.
Either way, I thought the first two were done by the same people.
No,
But then
it was
you get
written.
Danny.
It was written by Carpenter, but he did not direct. Somebody else did.
Okay. Well, either way, you get Danny McBride coming in being like, you know what? 1 was cool. Let's forget everything else and let's make 3 more.
I mean, it makes sense because two is kind of what the original 2 is kind of whatever. Anyways, I mean, it's not. I liked it, but like it's whatever. But man, by the time you get to 4 in this, I kind of feel like they ended up dropping the ball.
Well, they did 3, which had nothing to do with him, and people are like, I don't want this garbage. And then they come back with 4, where it's like, oh, by the way, they're brother and sister, and he has a telekinetic like link to his niece. It's like they went crazy with 4, and then like 5 is the cult and stuff. Like I don't know, they just went nuts.
Oh, the original 2 or 3? Or
the original 3 and 4. Like they just went crazy with it, and it's just like, oh man, that's all garbage. This one I feel was the closest vibe-wise to the original, so that was super cool. And then like this one had like a lot of cool scenes, but like my God, was it upsetting after the like 4th time where you have like a group of people surround them and one of them has a gun and they don't kill him. That after a while became super annoying and was just like, all right, again, you all kind of deserve to die. If like 20 of you can't take this guy out. That was a cool scene with the firefighters.
The opening of 2, yeah.
And like the whole like how they think it's this guy and that, and it's like, ooh, we're all monsters. Like 2 was fine, a lot of cool scenes, but like the fact that the whole town could not handle this guy was actually super annoying.
Yeah.
And
But it was
then
still
3.
like it was still like kind of a badass movie. I know what you mean, Jerry, but they were building up this like because they'd gone back like because they're known voiding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm looking at the list right now.
Yeah, all of them, like everyone
So they were kind of
except
built
for the first.
in 2 and 3 of Danny McBride's the Danny McBride saga here. The first 2, he's really building up that he is like this mythological being or whatever, right? Because the first movie, if we're basing all of this off just the first movie, they don't really do that in the first original. They kind of do, but at the end it's just like, oh, he's dead. He fell into the river.
But like this scene where again he literally standing on the car, and who is it? She has a gun. Get out of the car and shoot him. They all just
She's
sit in
from
the
the
car.
original
It's a
movie.
whole thing. It's a whole thing where it's just like, again, the whole bad decision thing is just like, again, the first one was cool because he's just walking around. He didn't give anyone time to surround him. Or again, this movie, there's like 4 times he gets surrounded that it's like, it's just not believable. Like I get what you're saying with like, oh, they're building it up, and it's just like, no, man. Like again, when he's in the middle of the street and like the big group of them, like that dude takes a revolver and shoots him 5 times in the chest, and it's kind of like, I don't know. By the end of this one, it was a little like, this is cheesy. It was just too ridiculous with how many times he was able to just like, oh yeah, by the way, I just murdered like 17 people and no one was able to stop me. Like, I don't know. I couldn't hang with it by the end.
Yeah.
But he killed. But again, if you want cool, and then when they were doing the flashbacks, that also got a little confusing of like, what is happening here? That was cool.
Yeah. That was the
Um,
whole park scene with the bench and all that, and the lady kills herself in the car and all that was this one. See, this one, I enjoyed this one. It's for me. I really got kind of bummed with this final installment.
yeah, no, the third one they did not need to do. And and another thing that I really hated was how her granddaughter called her grandmother all the time.
You
And
want
they'd be
to?
like, grandmother, grandmother. Couldn't stand that.
I do think they
I
need.
don't even think I noticed that.
I think that they did need to do this. I don't think that they did need to do this, but I think it's fine that they did this. But my only thing, and spoilers for a movie that's kind of old, the other kid, they should have killed Mike earlier in the movie, and then the other kid should have put on that mask and then started killing again. And then it kind of goes back to Season of the Witch, where in Season of the Witch, what they were originally trying to do with Halloween 3, the original Halloween 3, was make it to where it was about the mask, not Mike. It's the mask that has the abilities. Mike just happened to be wearing it, right?
Mm.
In the fourth Eastbound and Down version, if Homeboy was, I forget what his name is, the dude who's banging the main granddaughter, or the main granddaughter, the granddaughter,
like Billy or Johnny or something.
Corey. If Corey then became, we don't have a name for that character because it's Mike Myers, right? If he became Mike Myers, he became
Shape.
Yeah, the
Shape.
shape. Yeah, the shape.
Yeah.
If Corey became the shape at that point, and then the powers of the shape, like he could get shot 5 times, you know what I'm saying, Jerry? And they made it into that, it would have been more interesting. But the whole Corey storyline just felt stupid and fucking pointless, and honest to God, it upset me. I was like, what is this whole weird storyline with this creepy freaking boyfriend?
Yeah, I didn't care for the third one. I don't understand why they did that. I don't get why it was like a love story mixed with a Halloween movie. They could have stopped it too. They could have just, had it be the ambiguous, like, oh, is he alive or did he succumb to his wounds? But for them to then make this third one and do what they did with the boyfriend and stuff is just like, I don't know. It didn't work. I don't think it worked.
It's weird to, like, introduce the boyfriend and then kill him because it's like they would chipper Mike
Mike,
Myers. What do they do to the boyfriend?
they just kill him.
Mike kills him. He breaks his neck.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah. It's just
That's
so
right.
weird that it's like, why even like, because they wanted Mike to be a hero? Like, do you think I'm wondering perspective. Okay, so we're not gonna make a fourth movie or a fifth movie if we're counting the first one. What we're doing is we have a situation where Mike Myers kills a bad guy? Is that what you think they were
I
trying to do with
guess.
this kid?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because yeah,
No,
like
I think it was a little bit like what Tubes is saying, that he liked the mask, and it was like he wanted the,
and it was
because that's what he did. He went for the mask immediately and put it back on. He didn't, I don't, and I think that's the thing with Mike Myers is they like, I don't think we'll ever know why he does it. Where a lot of people
yeah,
like
he's just
with the Rob
worst.
Zombie movie, they're like, dude, this is fucking trash. We don't need to know, like, especially with what Rob did. It's just like, oh god.
What did
Um,
Rob do? What was Rob's
He was from the
the whole
cycle
like
of
how he's still
war.
like seen, yeah, he's like still
Yeah.
seeing his mom who's come to kill people
Hmm.
because like she loves him and blah blah. It's just
It
like
was.
where
They're
this I
cool. They're
think is
cool
I
movies, but it's a different take.
yeah,
It's a
but
different
yeah,
version.
I
Yeah,
think the whole just like he killed his sister when he was 6 and he's just messed up in the head is a lot scarier than trying to be like because
yeah,
um
yeah.
that
I
I
mean,
think he
I
just
do.
liked the mask. I think he was into the mask. Corey took it and he's like, I want it back. And you also happen
Yeah,
to lead me to Laurie Strode. Cool.
yeah,
It's just weird because when they're in that, like, when Corey kills the homeless dude, and then Mike pops up through the wall, and that whole like scene, there's this weird
hmm
moment where you're like, oh, he's passing down the powers. They even stare at
yeah.
each other. You think it's gonna become kind of
They get like eyeball to eyeball.
like like they were gonna add the make Mike Myers make him more into like a Freddy or whatever, where he's kind of got powers and stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's from hell. Like
He's supernatural.
yeah,
Yeah,
he becomes supernatural. I thought they were doing that with Corey, like he's about to pass it off, and then they, like you said, Jared, they don't. Dude, when he kills
yeah.
that lady and her husband though, and when they're watching the
But
movie,
then they
dude, that was
don't. Like she
gnarly.
came back in the
Yeah, yeah,
third though.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
That and
that
it was like,
yeah.
dude,
also
you
that
took a
But
thing through the neck.
she's got stitches and stuff, right? She looks all messed
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And she's like mute.
and
Yeah, she's not talking
Yeah,
anymore.
that's
her.
crazy because isn't that also breaks like the whole thing of like, isn't Jamie Lee Curtis the only person to survive? It is crazy that
No.
in this one. Oh, really?
Yeah, because in Halloween Kills, like a bunch of the people at that bar scene are from the original movie. Are the other survivors from the
But I mean,
original
He
movie?
he's the
but
He's
boy.
the boy. Yeah,
oh, okay. But so he actually fought Mike Myers in the 70s.
yeah, yeah. And same with
Okay.
Him and like the girl. There's like a
Jer
woman because
Jer
she was babysitting
shared
2 kids.
Jer shared that image a while ago of although where you said that you didn't like that scene with the old lady sing shotgun in the car.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
She was
That
also
was
from the
her.
original movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like random kids in the background. See, here's the thing, Nick D, is that the original movie, he doesn't actually kill any children.
Oh yeah, totally.
Other than his sister
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
very
yeah.
intro, right? So then the other
Yeah.
kids that you see on the streets and stuff, those are the people that they actually brought back for Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It was interesting, and I actually think it's really cool that they did this and they fixed the original. Because, like, when you look at the lineup here, 1 and 2 were all right. 3 is a total like different movie, like a total different movie. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all sucked, especially. Oh, Nick D, especially 1998. H2O was trash,
H2O.
and Resurrection was trash. And then, that was with Jamie Lee Curtis. And then you switch over to doing the Rob Zombie ones, like Jer pointed out, which people weren't huge fans of. And then to have somebody come back and go, hey, look, there's a lot of these movies, but let's like clean it up and at least make Jamie Lee Curtis have like a cool story arc because she did like legit 10 of these movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not upset at it. Now, I'm going to say something, and I want to hear what you guys think about this. There's a rumor online that A24 wants to start picking up some bigger movies franchises.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Because they're becoming a bigger studio at this point. And it
Yeah.
also makes sense too because the other studios are swallowing everything up. A24 has to compete somehow, right? One of the movies supposedly that they want to purchase is the Halloween franchise. Now, from my understanding, just from what I've seen online, it sounds like they would be starting over. No Jamie Lee Curtis, brand new Halloween, which we haven't seen. I mean, Rob Zombies, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Does that take place? It's still the Doctor. It's pretty much the same storyline, just with different actors.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Were you gonna ask? Does that take place in the 80s or the 70s? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
isn't it like kind of follow the original movie format? I can't recall.
I thought they updated it a little. I thought they had cell phones in that one at that point. That it was
Yeah.
like early.
You know what it is?
I don't.
Mike was a kid in the 80s rather than like the 60s. Is what it is. Like, because like in the original, he was like 6 years old and like 67, and then the movie takes place in the 80s, right? And then now
takes place in 70. Yeah, either way, 78.
Yeah.
But like he was a kid in the blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah.
So I think in this one, Mike killed people in the 80s in Rob's, and then it was like 20-ish years later, or more than 20-ish years. He's kind of an older dude in Rob's too, right?
Yeah, I think so, Nick T. Either way,
yeah,
it would be interesting to see somebody do a new version. It's like do the Mike do the Mike thing, but like no Jamie Lee Curtis, no any of that other shit.
I feel like I could also be into like if it's like if we're doing that, give us a new Friday the 13th. I wouldn't be opposed.
They did a new Friday the 13th, and it was not good.
But and then I think isn't there a new one about to start a show? Isn't there something called like Crystal Lake? I'm
wait.
positive.
Also, my bad. The Friday the 13th reboot from 2009 was actually pretty good. I was thinking of the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that was not good.
Oh yeah.
Did not like that. The Friday the 13th reboot I think was actually pretty dope. I mean,
I don't know if I saw it.
Oh, it already came out in 2018, Nick D.
Oh wow.
No, this is
something different.
Just like a short or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Either way,
I don't know.
What's your vibes
I
on
think
that?
Going back, I don't know. I'm not always about these reboots. Like if it's like, hey, let's do, because again, it's like we all know how it happened. Like just jump into it. Like that's again, I think that's why I like this one was like, it's not even like a soft reboot. It's just like, hey, the characters. Here's a story that involves it. Like I don't need to see him murder his sister and the babysitting. It's like we've seen it so many times. But again, give us maybe in that world, or like again, just do something crazy and like, oh yeah, that all happened. Somebody finds the mask and like go that route as opposed to it's Michael Myers and going after Laurie Strode. Like have it like take it that crazy route of like, no, there's something up with this fucking mask or something. Like we don't even fucking know, man. Like that would be cooler than just like, hey, watch Mike do this again.
Yeah, I agree.
With the same, like how, like, like we won't want another Rob Zombie different take, same movie. We want like a new movie, involving Mike.
Slashers are hard, man. It's like it's hard to do because they've been done to death like since the 80s. That it is almost like it's like, oh, if you give us a new slasher, and it's like, why? We're still making screams. Do we even need a new slasher? It's like give us a new type of horror movie.
I think. I mean, look. Like I said, I liked the first Halloween and Halloween Kills. I enjoyed.
Yeah.
It was just ends didn't end it for me the right way. So I still do think, Nick, that there's room for slashers. It's just it needs to be. It's
a new
like
take.
No. It's just like I think being simpler with stuff and just making stuff look good. I could be really scared just by an empty house, like Skinamarink. The Deloise's here, right? Like, look at what you could do. Magic by doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes they try to go too over the top with the writing, and that's where they lose you. Oh, I did like these
Yeah.
scenes. I did like these scenes.
I like those scenes too. Yeah.
Which, see, Rob Zombie did this too, but Rob Zombie went too far with these scenes. Like his version of it had Danny Trejo and shit. Remember? And then Mike Myers kills
That's
Danny
the
Trejo
janitor,
and all that. Yeah, it just went too over the top, and then he escapes. This was like a little bit more tasteful of the hospital scenes. And eerie with this red checkered floor. Like, that's just eerie looking.
Yeah, and like everybody else getting hyped up, and like again, like you were saying that, like, oh, his back is turned to him, he never turns around, but it's like, oh, you can feel the mask, can't you? And it's like he didn't know they had it, but like everything's about getting weird. Like they nailed the tone with this.
Yeah.
Like a subtler tone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think what it was, Jer, is that like they could have sprinkled the cameos and everything in this one, and throughout this one and Kills, but I think what happened is no one from the original really wanted to be involved in the Halloween movies because they thought that because of H2O and Resurrection, that the franchise as itself was a joke, right? So everyone was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
So he waited, and then he put, for some reason though, he's like, well, now I got to put all the cameos in Halloween Kills, where it's like, honestly, looking at it now, it's like he should have saved a couple of those cameos for Halloween Ends and spread it out amongst the two.
Yeah, there's a little, because there was a lot of like, wait, who is this person? And like, again, they did a lot of flashbacks to try to help us with that, but in the end, like you said, it got a little confusing where it's like, oh, if they kept it simpler and just give us more time in between instead of like, hey, by the way, here's like 6 people from earlier, the first movie that blah, blah, blah.
Sprinkle them throughout the next 3. Yeah. But, we're saying things that like, we're saying that after all 3 are out. Danny McBride and crew.
For a whole... They did, I will say, overall, they did a good job. I enjoyed them all. I would definitely say if you like Halloween and like you, again, wanted something, for sure, check these out. It was cool. The third one is definitely a curveball, but the first 2, they nail that vibe. He is brutal in them. But yeah, overall, they did a good, like, again, compared to the Rob Zombie, it is a thing of like, oh, Rob shit the bed, where Danny pulled it off.
When those Rob movies came out, the 2 of them, I think I own both of them. I really
enjoyed them.
I really enjoyed them, but I know exactly what you're saying, and I still, when I think of freaking Halloween, I still think of the original and Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't think of Rob Zombie, even though he did them.
When he was on,
I like the
Rogan
first one he did.
Rob Zombie talked about how like that first Halloween he did was like Lionsgate highest grossing film ever. Like that movie like broke records for Halloween and shit, and like it's just funny that it's like it doesn't seem like it was all that critical of success, but that movie was like a huge hit for them.
Yeah, I mean, dude, both those movies were good movies. What's interesting though, Nick, is that like you would think, with that being said, he just hasn't followed any of those. Like Lords of Salem, I didn't like. 31, I wasn't big on. And then 3 from Hell, I was kind of disappointed by 3 from Hell.
Like I've wanted to see 3 from Hell. I haven't seen it like yet, but I actually have wanted to see it. But I know what you mean, because I didn't really like 31. I thought Lords of Salem was weird. I couldn't even, like, if you were to ask me now though, like, what is Lords of Salem about? I'm like, I don't even know. Like Sherry Moon Zombie like paints her face, and there's that little like demon baby at the end. Like,
Salem
what else even happens?
It's Salem Witch Trials.
The witches use the like records to convert women to witchcraftery.
Yeah, I know. I
was
don't
the
even
overall
remember
theme.
That. Is it worth rewatching?
Yeah.
No.
Not. I don't know, because again, I feel it started cool with a cool vibe, and I just remember by the end it was kind of like either boring or just kind of like, what are you doing here? Like, you took a little too long to get to this point, Rob.
Yeah, to this weird baby in a church. Or is it? It's like a little pig. What even is that? It's a little demon thing.
Yeah, a little demon thing.
I really don't even remember.
And then, I mean, with 3 from Hell, Nick, just to like, I don't super blame Rob. Well, I do. He took way too long to even decide to make this film. He should have been quicker about
Yeah,
it because by the time he's
yeah,
making it, Sid Haig is like sick and dying. And the few scenes he's in this movie, dude, you could tell he was sick and dying. And it's just kind of like
yeah,
sad and eerie. And it's like he was the highlight of those
yeah. He is the
movies.
movie. Yeah,
So it just didn't work with that. And then I'll say this too. I think we talked about this on the show. Then he did the monsters, and that was just horrific.
yeah.
At this
I
point,
didn't see it, but I hear it's bad.
like I don't know. It's gonna take a lot for me to have more trust in Rob. Yeah, and I see BK wrote this in chat. I think that's also why it would be cool to see if A24 does get it. Is because Jamie Lee Curtis, she doesn't need to do any more Halloween. She's done. There's no need for her to ever
Yeah,
touch that again. It's like Sigourney doing
yeah,
Aliens. No need.
yeah,
Actually, though, Sigourney doing Aliens, it would be good just to wrap that up on a high note.
Yeah, give her something go on a good little note.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Jamie Lee Curtis at this point, it's good. We're good with where we left off with that character. It's good.
yeah,
She did. Is it legit? So there's 8 original movies, then the 2 Rob Zombies, and then they did 3 of these. She did. Well, okay, there's 8, but
9 of them, I think.
but she's not in 3. So there's 7 with original
Yeah, she's not.
her. So she did 10. She did 10 Halloween
Oh,
films.
okay.
that's dope. That's dope.
Because you skipped 3, right? She's 1, 2, skip 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6,
no one's
7,
in
8,
3.
and then skip Rob Zombie, then 1 Halloween, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. So yeah, that's 10 fucking Halloween films, man. That's a good amount.
Yeah, for sure.
So what did you rate them,
Was that the last
Jerry?
movie? 1, I would say is A. It was definitely good, but I don't think it's gonna like surpass the original. Yeah, like A plus maybe. 2, I would say it's probably like a B minus. Like again, it was definitely better than 3, but like I don't think it was as good as 1, or that again there was those things, but like it's still a good one. Definitely should watch 1 and 2 together. And 3 was like a C. It was average. Like there again, things happen, but like I didn't care for the story. Or like the love story aspect. Like I did not need Allison and Corey and all that stuff. And then it was just weird to introduce Corey to also be like, bye. But like again, it wasn't a horrible movie. I didn't like turn it off, but I just wasn't as entertained by it as the other. And so like overall, the 3 altogether, I would still probably say like A minus.
Yeah.
Like again, if you like those movies, these were done well, and I do that. It's like, yeah, I'm glad I watched all 3. You could probably stop at 2 and leave some mystery, but like if you want to wrap it all up, because again, Lori definitely gets like closure and all that, so like that's cool for her character.
Yeah.
Where you won't get that if you stop at 2. But yeah, they were enjoyable. Like definitely some other, because again, these weren't even like reboots, but like just the whole like, oh, let's revisit this thing. Like you said, the Freddy Krueger didn't work. Bringing that back didn't really work. Where like you said, I kind of remember the Friday the 13th one not being as bad with Jason. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah, but that's
so yeah, I thought it was good.
Character. Freddy's a very difficult character if you think about it.
Because he is a character. He taught like there's so much to him where
right.
that it's like, yeah, it would even though what's his face was good as Rorschach,
Yeah.
didn't really do it for me as Freddy.
Because you can't really do like a Pearl type situation where the whole movie can't be spent with Freddy, because Freddy's like a bad dude. You can't, you don't ever want to root for Freddy.
I disagree, Nick. I just think that it's kind of like our Ash conversation where Rob God, what was his
England?
Yeah,
England?
he was so England was so good as Freddy. Anyone trying to do that role just doesn't. Which has only been one person so far. It just did not work. Like there was something weird about Freddy, how he's charismatic and stuff, and like you know, like I don't know.
He was a more fucked up Beetlejuice. Like I mean, Freddy really is just Beetlejuice. Like,
yeah. That's a great Nick T. That it's Beetlejuice to the extreme. Yeah.
Because he's telling jokes and like
and being kind of comical, but also like scary, and that's a hard thing to capture. I think it would be cool if somebody can modernize, because the concept of being in your nightmares and your dreams, like, you know, we were talking about cell phones, Jerry, and all that, right? That doesn't matter for Nightmare on Elm Street, because he's in your nightmare.
Yeah.
You could pull out your phone and then he can make it disappear in the dream, and that would be creepy. And then you're like, oh my God, phones don't work in dreams, you know? And like
there should be, like I feel like that if they're gonna reboot anything, it's like A24, like consider Freddy.
Like
do something different, because you're right. You're never going to beat Rob England. It's like, do something different. Try something different with Freddy.
I hate to say this, but this is an interesting take. I think with that, change it to a woman. Go so far opposite.
Yeah, that it doesn't matter.
So it's like a female Freddy. You know, like it's the same look and has the same abilities. Maybe not the striped sweater. There's a different iconic outfit that you give the female version, but just go the opposite way so that you're away from. It's too easy. If you do another male, it's so easy. Then you're automatically comparing it to Rob England's work. But if you go female, maybe it won't be as much of a comparison. You go in a total different light. I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
would be cool. I'd like to see that more than Friday the 13th.
Like, you know what'd be crazy if like they did, like, what if like you took someone, like, what if you had Johnny Depp, like, from the first Nightmare on Elm Street, be the new Freddy? You know what I mean? Like, I would watch that.
Oh, I mean, that would be
like,
that could be
like would be so weird.
I hate to say it, Jared. I think he could play it. I think he could. But
if we had this,
what was his last
Captain
good movie?
Jackson.
What was his last good movie? He is washed up. I don't want to see anything from Johnny Depp.
But do you think is Black Mass worth watching again? Like, I remember Black Mass was like, that like the last serious movie he was in?
I like that movie.
I did not.
Was that one even called Black Mass, or was it called Critical Mass?
No, it was Black Mass about the dude.
Yeah, Whitey.
Dude,
Whitey son.
Jared's hella right. Like, it's been like.
Is it Fear and Loathing? Is that like the last like good movie?
He was in a
It'd probably be like.
Wait, he was in a Marilyn Manson music video in 2017.
I really.
Kill for Me.
What even? Oh wow, I don't even know that one.
Oh, he was in Murder on the Orient Express. I don't remember him in that, but it says he's in that.
That's crazy.
So that's the last good movie he was in.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I guess that was Pirates. Oh, Yoga Hosers, obviously.
Oh, there you go.
How dare you,
he was
Jer?
good at,
How
he
dare
was good at
you, Jer?
I retract my statement.
And before that, it was Tusk, Nick D. You're right. So
yeah.
And then before that was the Lone Ranger. And who didn't like the Lone Ranger?
I do remember liking the Lone Ranger. I remember everyone was shitting on that movie for being racist, and that movie came out, and I was like, oh, that was fun. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Jared, but that's you know what? He needs a
he needs a win.
He needs a win, dude.
And if he came back as Freddy,
don't bring that now. Don't bring Freddy down.
And you know what?
That's the thing.
You know what the connection is, and I think I know why Nick's mind went to Johnny, is because like he kind of already has played this role.
Yeah, it's Jack Sparrow and then
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, dude, he's already done a blade.
He's done the blade hands. You know what I'm saying, Jerry?
Yeah.
He would know. Less training with the glove.
Yeah,
they could do practical. They could do it practical.
It's all in front of you, A24. Just do it.
Could you imagine that announcement? With that would like break the internet, I think, for the day.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
said,
I mean, yeah,
I think
I'd probably see it, I guess.
Oh, dude, I'm there opening fucking night. I'm there opening
Like,
night.
yeah, like, yeah, I'm definitely not seeing it because, like, oh, it's gonna be good. It would definitely be like, oh, I want to see what like train wreck he pulls off with this
Yeah.
character.
Oh, real quick to end the show, because I think we talked about this earlier. There is a huge horror movie coming out in a week from now that I'm planning on going to see in theaters.
Do we
And
know it?
you do know it because we saw the trailer many, 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 many years ago.
Oh, yep.
Jerry,
Yeah, I know what it is.
Jerry knows it comes out next week from one of our
You saw
favorite
it during
directors.
a double feature.
You saw the trailer in between a double feature. And what year is that, Jerry? 09?
Like 2009, 2007,
they're
maybe.
still making that Thanksgiving movie? Wow.
Thanksgiving.
It's coming out.
Eli Ross
It's been made.
Thanksgiving comes out next week. It's already playing in SoCal, I think, at the Tarantino theaters that Tarantino owns. He's playing. I saw him, or maybe maybe he's doing that for the release next week. He's like playing the special version, like 35 millimeter film version of it at Tarantino's theater. But yeah,
Chad, like and subscribe and donate to our Patreon to fund us going down to Tarantino's theater to watch this. I want to watch this Thanksgiving movie at Tarantino's shit.
Probably not going to wait for that, Nick D, to even happen, because I hate to say this. I think this is going to be one of those movies where we got to see it within a week. I don't think this is going to last in theaters very long.
Is it up on Fandango yet? Can you even get tickets yet?
Yeah.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean,
what is it called?
What
is the movie called?
Thanksgiving.
Oh,
it's just called Thanksgiving.
What day does it come out? Comes out on
the 16th, Thursday.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I wonder if you guys would be able to see it Wednesday night, but like, yeah, I can't get tickets till Thursday.
It looks like it's gonna be good. After Black Friday riots.
Or anything. I'm just gonna watch it. I'm not gonna look up anything.
Oh,
Are you gonna see Killers of the Flower Moon?
I want to.
I don't really care.
Yeah, I feel I haven't. I mean, I guess because I don't like watch TV. I haven't really like seen promotion for it.
Dude, I saw a bunch of promotion for it for a while there. I kept getting audio ads and everything. But then since it came out, I feel like I didn't hear as much about it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like empty. The theater is empty.
Dude, here's my whole thing about Killers of the Flower Moon. It's 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I did that for Oppenheimer, and and I think that was a special movie where it's really going to be Tubi hates cinema. No, I hate. I that's a stupid comment. I'm already explaining that it's just, dude, and I'm just like, paying for enough streamers. I'll see it when it comes.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just not say that I was going to go to the movies to see Thanksgiving. I just talked about going to the cinema, BK, you piece of shit. I'm just not going to sit for no 3.5 hours for some bore fest.
I didn't realize it was that long. That's so long. Oh my god.
And I'll be honest too, like I just don't. Here, I'm going to click on it just because now I need to know. But like, what was the last good Scorsese movie? Because it definitely wasn't The Irishman. Like he's out of my good gracious right now. He got to re-earn that.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do anything after The Irishman, or was that the last movie he did?
He's done some shorts. Rolling Thunder, Silent, The Audition. I mean, if you like Wolf of Wall Street, Wolf
of Wall Street was the last thing he did before that.
No, there's other movies in between. I'm just trying to find something that I actually like.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Shutter Island, and that goes all the way back to 2010.
Shutter Island.
I did like Shutter Island.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. I mean, Boardwalk Empire was good, but it looks like he only directed one episode and produced it. So I don't, we didn't get to count that. So Scorsese's been on like a Johnny Depp directing spiel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in no rush, Jerry, to answer your question on that. I'm in no rush to see that 3.5 hour snooze fest.
Yeah. I'm for sure not going to see that either in theaters. I don't know. That's such a long time.
We're seeing the Marvels, which I'm excited for. I'm personally excited for.
Karina wants to see Marvels. Karina said she wants to see the Marvels in theater.
Yeah, you go see the Marvels this weekend. It's gonna be good. I'm very excited for it, to be honest. I'm very excited because I've watched all those shows. I haven't seen those two of those characters from their 2 TV shows, and Captain Marvel. She's only technically been in 2 movies. She was really only featured in her own movie, and the other one she makes like a guest appearance.
Yeah.
In Endgame,
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Marvel's gonna be sick.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll end it there because that will be the next thing we talk about. Probably next week we'll do a Marvels episode.
Yeah, I will. Hopefully, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I'll probably watch Loki by then. Will Loki even be done by then? Is Loki still going? Is Loki over?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know.
I'll check real quick. Okay, Pico, stop scratching me.
Oh, Pico.
The
Loki.
last episode is November 9th.
November 9th.
Okay. Oh, tomorrow. Oh my god. Or Thursday, I guess. For you guys.
So yeah, I'll finish Loki before next week then.
I don't think I will though, Nick D, to be honest.
No, that's cool. No worries.
Because I was still thinking about watching the first season.
Oh yeah.
Like
I'm rewatching it.
Yeah, I keep saying that, but I haven't done it. Yeah, I really like that show.
Like 10 hours.
Yeah.
6 and 6, so 12. They're both 6 episode seasons, so it'd be 12. Yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Not bad. So I'll get around to that, but we'll definitely see Marvels. Jerry, you try to see it this weekend. Take the wifey out for a movie and a dinner, maybe. Me and Nick will go for our little movie and a dinner.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll gather back here next week to talk about how it's better than
Endgame.
That stupid Scorsese movie is what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say
Killers of the Flower Moon.
The best Marvel thing ever. It's gonna beat all the Tom Hollands, all the Chris Pratts, all the Chris Hemsworths,
Maybe.
all the Chris Evans.
Girl power.
Girl power. Meet us back here next week for the Marvels.
Hour and 45 minutes, bro. That's freaking 2 hours shorter than
Flowers of the Killer Moon.
Yeah, dude. Golly. All right. Well, that's it, boys and girls.
That's wildly long.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Sadu, rest in peace.
Hope you feel better. Yeah.
BK, thanks for joining in. Fats.
BK, for sure. You hung out the whole time. That's amazing, BK. We're gonna have you on the next one for Star Wars, or eventually for Star Wars, whenever we're all done.
I don't know about that, Nick D. Don't give him all that credit.
He wasn't here from the beginning, but still, thank you for making it to the end. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think he was here close to the beginning, but Fats was first one to comment.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Chad is back, another episode.
That's how he does it.
I imagine Fats left instantly after that, but yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back next week with a Marvels episode and tons of other stuff. And Hot's Giving. It's coming.
Gifts giving.
It's
Thanks
coming.
chipping.
Yeah, it's coming.